You are listening to the Hot Breath Podcast. I am your host, comedian Joel Byars, and welcome to your weekly guide to comedy mastery.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, my man.
Yo, we out here. What's good, man?
What's good, man?
Thanks for
Got
coming.
everything you need?
Yeah, we here.
I got cameras and shit. You need something else or you good?
We're all set up.
We good?
We're ready. You're like bringing the true YouTuber. I got cameras, man.
Yeah, which one you?
Oh, I got here. You got.
How you want to do it, man?
You're at the head of the table, man.
It's your world.
Yeah.
Just here.
You excited?
Recording?
We're on. Yeah,
Bro,
bro.
I love how you already always live on every podcast.
It already starts.
Yeah, people always say, yo, man, when it starts, we're starting now. It's like, oh, wow,
We've been on this whole time. Trey Moe. Oh yeah, and that's Fontus right there. That's
Fontus.
that's that Fontus water.
That's that good stuff, man.
That's that loud.
That's that loud. That's the loud of. This is the pure. This is the pure water.
This is that pure, that straight drop.
Cambodian mountain, the mountains of Cambodia.
Yeah, this is the Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia. You're actually the first to get the new label.
I was about to ask that.
We upgraded our labels.
I remember the last one.
Yeah, man, a lot's been changing. You were on here in 2016.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so a lot. What I love, I've been doing this more lately too, where I'm interviewing people like past guests on here just to see their progress, and it's really cool to see people predicting things that have actually happened.
Right.
And you're one of those. I interviewed Tyler Chronicles, and he was talking about he had a specific goal list of I want to be on this big tour. I want my television show to get picked up for another season. He's in LA filming it right now. Got picked up for season 2. All these specific things he wanted to happen are currently happening. And it's kind of like the same with you. In our interview in 2016, you're doing a lot of the same thing, man. Yeah,
so I set up, I got the fan base, and then I set up a tour. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, first of all, man, congratulations on just the progress of the podcast.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Because I'm an avid listener.
You're a hot brethren?
Yeah, man. You saw me Monday. I tweeted. You saw me tweet. You see the tweet I put out Monday? I was mad. I put the tweet out Monday. I was like, where the hell is the Hot Breath episode, yo? But you did put out a statement,
I felt bad about it because I know the Hot Breathiverse relies on that Monday at 8 a.m. And I was like,
it's all right. You didn't leave us hanging. You let us know what was going on. So
I recorded a thing at 7:50 a.m. Hey guys, this is the situation. As soon as it's resolved.
Respect that.
So it's gonna be out. It's out Monday, the following Monday. So it'll be out tomorrow as of us recording this. But it just had to be done, And
sometimes you got them when you put because that's a big episode for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean. So you want to make sure you got your ducks in a row. I understand it completely. I'm just selfish, so I was like, I want to hear it now. I want to hear the Bo podcast now. But I was like, all right, but it's cool. I understand that's a big episode.
I figured, if it's Bo Burnham, I was like, people will wait a week.
I can wait a week. Make sure you got your stuff pubbing right. You want them. It's a big episode, man.
Yeah, so I want to make sure all the ducks were in a row, all the infrastructure was in place.
I respect it.
Well, from a hot brother, and I appreciate that. But from being on the internet, consistency is king.
It is
people
king in a major way.
On that.
Yeah, they do, and that's some of the things that I've gotten better at. But for a minute, I used to just go away. I used to go away and come back. But I've gotten better at it now, though, because it I always say too, when one can consistently listen to something or they can consistently watch something, it builds up a different type of fanism. Like when I set up the tour and I went on tour, I would have people, one lady may drive 12 hours, somebody may fly overnight. I did a show in Atlanta. Some people flew from Houston.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. The fanism was, it shocked me, man.
It's crazy.
It fucking shocked me. Somebody flew from another country in DC. It shocked me, man. I got raised my fucking ticket prices.
Where'd they fly from?
I don't know. He was trying to tell me, but his English wasn't the greatest.
Are you serious?
He told me, but I can't just name it off the top. It was a weird country, but I got it on camera. He said it on camera, but I can't name it off the top of my head.
He flew across the pond.
Yeah, but he probably got bread or something. He's one of them Dubai looking people, To them, they like, this fly, see my mans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they got money, so they don't, to them is nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna fly to DC real fast and catch my mans.
Dude,
But,
that's a whole other level. And in our first interview, we discussed, which I'll link in the show notes for people to hear.
Yeah.
One of the things we discussed was the difference between followers and a following.
Right.
You have a following.
But I built it that way. Remember we were talking about that. I was like, you got to be able to follow me, right?
Yeah.
Now I may not have 1 million followers, you know what I mean? But I got like a strong. So you could have 1 million followers, but then your following is very low. But then you could have 100,000, 200,000 followers, but your following is really strong, strong as hell.
Yeah.
Now I think that's what I built my following off that though. But I know what my core following is, and I doubled down on that. And from there, it was like, all right, I was able to sell out majority of the shows. And I did like an 8-city run.
Yeah.
I went to Chicago. I went to New York. I tested it out. Because, I never headlined before. Before the tour, I had never headlined, man. So, I was wondering like if I could do I knew I could do the time, but I never done the time straight. I had never done more than, I say 15 minutes on stage straight before the first time I headlined.
What?
Yeah. But go ahead.
And then you're doing 45.
Yeah, but I had a room, right, in LA. So what I would do is I would break up. So I started doing like my set in 6 and 7 minute increments, right, between each guest. And I was like, okay, well, that was like 40. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I was
right.
so I said, but I've never done it all. It's different when you do it all together. You got to stretch.
Oh, yeah.
And so then I did it for the first time. I did it in a small crowd. I took baby steps. So I did it in front of like 50 people. And then the next show, I went up to like 100. And then the show after that, I did like 125 and 150. So I kept like elevating each show, right? And because I got to figure out how to work a room. And I had never even featured for anybody. The best thing that happened to me before I went on tour was I got a chance to feature for Lunel. You know Lunel?
Oh yeah,
yeah, the boy, yeah,
sells out everywhere too.
Yeah. So I got a chance to feature for Lunel, and I got to do like 5 shows, and I got to go like 30 minutes each show. I was like, oh, this is great. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This is great. So
in front of her audience.
Yeah, in front of her audience. So it wasn't even my audience. So it was like, all right, now I really get to test it to make sure everything worked before I got on the road. And then that gave me the confidence.
Because that's the thing is, you performing in front of your fans is one thing, as opposed to performing in front of strangers.
Yeah, that's what.
It's a whole other hustle.
And I think you saw what happened in Just for Laughs.
With Darren Knight.
Darren Knight. I did. Yo, I knew you.
I had to.
Yeah, all right. So look.
Oh my.
So what you saying, right? This is a great example of what you say. See, when you got, I call that home court advantage. When you perform in front of your fans, your people, that's home court advantage. You always gonna be able to shoot better at home, right? But you got to practice away. But a lot of the internet talents, they never get a chance to play away games. So when they finally get to an away game, they're like, what the hell is this? The crowd, you can't hear nothing. It's like a college football game. It's an away game and the crowd won't shut up. It's 4th and 1. You on the goal line. You trying to hike the ball. You can't get the count. You looking at the coach like, I can't hear the count. Coach, I can't hear the count. So you got to guess. You got to just slap your fingers and guess.
And then get booed.
You're right. So it's like that. And I feel like that's what happened to him at the Just for Laughs, man. But I always work out. In front of my crowd. Not in front of my crowd. I always work out in front of a white crowd. Like I go to Laughter School. 80% white people. I may have one person, 1 or 2 people that know me, but you know what I mean? Like it's mostly, you know how the school is. Or I go like to your room, or I go to like rooms like that where I feel like no one knows me, and then I work out the material. And then I take it to my crowd because I say if it's funny in front of people that don't know me, this gonna be extra hilarious in front of people that know me because I got home court advantage. So I make sure I can shoot really good at an away game, and then I take it to the home court before I go. So I never take it to the home court first. I always look at it that way. That's how you know if it truly works.
Of course, to get the true justice of the joke.
Yeah, they don't know you. If they don't know you, then But your people gonna be excited to see you anyway if they saw you off the internet. And I think that's what happens with a lot of internet talents, man. And I don't know the future for them. You know what I mean?
Darren Knight's someone who blew up on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And as a Southern mama. So he blew up like playing a Southern woman, I guess. I'm not too familiar beyond just his name and he's selling out theaters.
Yeah, like 1,000-seaters. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But
like
then he goes to the Just for Laughs Super Bowl of comedy in Canada,
right?
And they're like,
7 minutes is tough. 7 minutes is 7 minutes is tough. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but that's what happens.
But even a lot of comics, I've been doing this over 8 years, and I'm like, I don't really have like you have a fan base, you have a home court advantage you can draw. A lot of comics even struggling with building a following. So how have you been able to build a following as opposed to followers?
Well, you got to figure out what you're building the base around. That's the first thing. And I always say, okay, look, pick your weapons, right? And then most comedians, they have a problem with perspective. You know, like and that's what we quote, comedian perspective. We have perspective. That's our thing, but they have no self-perspective, right? Only thing they can see is their own perspective, but they can't look outside themselves and actually look at themselves and see their weapons. As comedians, we all have weapons, right? So the first thing you gotta do is line your weapons up on the table. You know, for instance, if I'm fighting somebody and he close up, I wouldn't grab a bazooka. Because he close up, you know, I would grab a handgun or a knife. He close up. But if a rhino coming at me or an elephant coming at me, I want the bazooka.
Right.
So you got to pick what weapon you want. You know what I mean? And just because you may look at this guy, he got a bazooka, that don't mean you can't win with your pistol. Or you may start off with a knife. You may not have any weapons. You may have to start off with your hands. You know, like, I don't have any weapons. I got to start off with my hands. That don't mean you can't win the war. And what I mean by weapons is, like, I line it up like right now, if you would look at your weapons, what would you say your weapons are?
On stage or just
no, just general as a comedian. Like right now, this podcast.
Yeah, this is a weapon.
This is a weapon because it puts you in front of other comedians. It puts you in front of people that can be game changers, or it puts you in front of people like me that just love listening. You know, I'm just being an avid listener. You know what I'm saying? And then you never know what can happen. Somebody be like, yo, I know the perfect guy. You know, something may happen or somebody may start some kind of network and they say, I know the perfect guy.
Right.
And Joel. And then boom, from this. So this is a weapon. So you would say this, I don't know if this is your greatest weapon, but I'm just giving you examples of weapons.
Totally, yeah.
So that's what I did. Like I looked at my weapons and I said, what do I know? Okay, well, I know black women. You know what I mean? I dated a lot of black women. So I started with this puppy character. I said, I'm gonna take this puppy character and I'm gonna take all the issues that black women go through, from my sister, from my grandma, from the woman I date, from the guys from the guys that they've dated, and then I'm gonna put the heart of that inside of a puppet. And then I'm gonna get a puppet life, and then I'm gonna build my base around it. So at my shows, it's like 70% black women. But you know, the black woman gotta bring a friend, she gotta bring a boyfriend. So I always say, if you can sell one ticket, for every one ticket sold, you sell an extra 1.5 tickets. And what I mean by that is, like if I do a venue and the venue holds 200 people, right? I'm only gonna have 60, 70 names on the paper that bought tickets, but they bought 2 or 3, you know, you're gonna have someone that bought 1.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you're not selling 200 to 200 people, you selling to just 200 tickets to about 60, 70 people. You gotta look at it like that.
Makes it more realistic.
Make it more realistic. And you gotta think, if you're doing a tour and you got, you know, 100 people that want to come see you at $200, well, that's $2,000 a show. Now you able to do that 2 times a week, that's $4,000 a week. Now you able to do that, you know, every week. Now you're looking at, you a 6-figure comedian, just off the base of those few people that want to see you. Now, in order to sell out a venue of 100 people, I say you got to sell probably 40 different people. So if you could just say, if I could just get 30, 40 people to buy my tickets, because they go buy 1.5. Remember what I told you? They go buy extra one. Even if some people may not know you, but they friends, they go bring their friends, or they go bring their boyfriend, or they go bring like that. And that's how I look at it. So I always say, I know sometimes we look at it and be like, well, I don't have millions, I ain't gonna be able to sell out a show. But you can, you know, but if your core base is strong, you know, 1,000 people will feed you. 1,000 people, you could be able to survive off 1,000 people. And they go with merch, they go with anything. So even me setting up the merch, right, was me using a weapon. So I said, I got this puppet, what else can I do? What weapons do the puppet have now that I could use to get out there? Okay, we do these t-shirts. We do this kind of t-shirts. We give a slogan. It was like that. So I came into it thinking like 5 steps ahead, like business-wise, right? So when I did it, you familiar with the puppet? You know what I'm talking about? The
Keisha.
Yeah,
Keisha Too Real.
Keisha Too Real Jones. Right?
Yeah, I know Keisha.
Her Instagram is Keisha Too Real Jones. That's a plug. Shameless plug. So that's what I did, man. And so I tried to be like 4 or 5 steps ahead. You know what I mean? And I actually wrote a TV show off the puppet. So I came in thinking like, how can I transition?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because most internet comedians can't translate to TV. And that just is what it is, man. They're not TV home talents. You know, there ain't no knock to them. It's just, that's what it is. So that's why almost every internet person that they tried to push on TV has failed. You know what I mean? But what I did was I said, okay, let me make something that's for TV, and then let me reverse engineer it and then break it down and make it for the internet. And so that way I built the world around a puppet so that when I take it to TV, it translates. Because you can't take what Darren Knight does and put it on TV because there's no world around it. Like, what, he's gonna be Southern Mom for 30 minutes? He can't. You know what I mean? Because there's no world around the Southern mom. But see, I took the puppet and I said, it's Keisha's world, right? So, you know, like if somebody do roast, you can't build a TV show around the roast they do. Theoretically, it's not a sitcom. You can't, like, when they go do roast on the sitcom,
it needs a whole world.
It needs a whole world. And so with Keisha, it's certain laws I do not break in the internet because, like, I'm always her boyfriend. Now, she may have other guys she dated in the past that try to call her this or that, but that's like different characters. So as much as it is, the puppet is me playing like 8 characters in her world. You know, I play the Hindu guy that's on the phone.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I play
yeah,
the guy with the beard. I play the guy that's locked up in jail, her ex-boyfriend. I play a boss, like different people. I play a coworker. So it's like I build the world around her. So when I take it to TV, it's easy to translate because if they like the 2-minute joints, all I got to do now is do 6 of them sketches and write a little dialogue in between and translate. They already familiar with the world. You know what I mean? They already familiar with their world. And that's why I believe it'll translate versus and this ain't me being arrogant or no shit. You know, I've been on the internet since the beginning.
You've been.
Yeah. So I believe if I dumb myself down, I can get 1 million followers. If I attack and say I'm gonna do it like this. But the longevity is what I'm playing for because I've been here for a decade. I'm one of the original social media, I guess you call them social media guys, social media comedians or whatever you want to call them. I've been here for a decade. So I seen a lot come and go. I seen a lot of my peers I started with, they came and they went. You know, I seen them getting movies in Hollywood, boom, they came and they went. I seen them get 1 million followers, they came and they went. And I'm still standing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I caught another wave, so I'm still standing. So that's how I always look at it. I'm like, all right, let me try to see a future because I know 1 million followers, if the following not core, you could disappear tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, every year in the internet, in my opinion, is 4 years. Every internet year is 4 years. I count every So I count every regular year is 4 internet years. I said it backwards. So that's how fast the internet moves in my opinion. So every regular year is 4 internet years. That's why you see, we can go down a list of people that disappeared. You know, that was hot on the internet that just disappeared. You know, at one point it was like remember the mentally challenged guys was like, the Wealth and the Grace.
Yeah, that was the Wave.
The Wave, it was like, even they was hot, but where they at now?
It just comes in and out.
It goes in and out, you know, but if you got a core base, you don't go with the Wave.
So how
you control your own
wave.
so
how do comedians, because you know a lot of comedians listen to this, so what advice do you have for comedians trying to build their own following and create their own wave?
Pick your weapons, right?
Right.
Pick your weapons. And what I mean by that, like I said, lay your weapons out on the table. And you can say, okay, what do I do best? What's my weakness? So if roasting ain't your best weapon, then don't get on there trying to roast people. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of comedians doing a side-by-side thing. That's what they do. They watch it and they roast. You know what I mean? That's a wave.
That's not, it's a wave.
That's a wave.
Not a TV show.
That's not a TV show. That's a wave, and that will disappear.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That will disappear. You're only as good as, I say, an algorithm. A lot of social comedians are algorithm built, and they don't know it. They hit an algorithm by mistake, man.
You're only as good as an algorithm.
Yeah, you're only as good as the algorithm that's pushing you.
But
when you got a core following, you're going to be as good as you could be. Now, see, like, when I say an algorithm that's pushing you, like, at a certain point, certain social platforms allow certain videos to get pushed through an algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is Facebook may say, okay, we like these type of videos right now. It may let you push you on the front page. YouTube may say, we like these videos now. But once that algorithm dies, then you die. And then a lot of people are like, man, ain't nobody fucking with me no more. No, the algorithm not fucking with you no more. So you're not in front of people. You weren't core base built. You were algorithm built. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of guys disappear. Now, don't get it twisted. You could become algorithm built and then develop a core base, you know, inside the algorithm. But most of them are just purely algorithm built. And they don't realize that yet. They didn't do anything special. They were just algorithm built. So if you start them all over the day, a lot of times they couldn't do it. And that's why they fade. Because they can't do it again. Once the algorithm don't support them, they can't do it again. They fade away. How you've seen social media since day one, pretty much. And in 2016, we talked about the algorithm some when I interviewed you. Where's the algorithm at? I can't even say it. That's how much I don't understand it. Every social network has its own algorithm.
So how?
Except for Twitter, it's just
words.
It lets you. It's what do you call it? When it goes all the way down in order.
Timeline.
Yeah, the timeline. What do you call it when it posts when you see
live?
Nah, man. It starts with a C.
Starts with a C? Chronological.
Chronological order. Yeah, everything's in chronological. Like Instagram used to be chronological, right? Twitter's chronological. Everything else has an algorithm. So Instagram has an algorithm. Facebook has an algorithm. YouTube has an algorithm. You know, like when you go on your phone and it tells you what YouTube videos you should watch, it suggests that's an algorithm. But imagine if you were hiding that algorithm and they just pushed your videos to people all the time.
Yeah, how do you hack these algorithms?
Well, you know, there's some billion-dollar brains behind the algorithms. There ain't no hack. You know what I mean? Ain't no hacking. You got to see what the algorithm like, right? You got to see what the algorithm like. And then what I always do is I try to do things that's always positive, so I won't. Because sometimes if you hack the algorithm, then the algorithm say, "Oh, he's trying to hack the algorithm," and it'll kill you. So sometimes the algorithm will kill you.
It's like smart like that.
It's smart like that. You know what I mean? So you gotta you gotta teeter this line of I want to do everything the algorithm likes. You know what I mean? Like if you got comments, how you got likes, if you got people sharing it, if you got people coming from outside sources to the video, certain things the algorithm likes. But there's one thing that you can say that's gonna remain consistent on almost every algorithm. It's gonna be watch time, like how long. If you got a 10-minute video, how long people stay on that video. You know what I mean? Do you keep them on a social networking site? So if I got a video, right? Think about this. We got 2 videos, the same video. You made a video, I made a video. You got video X, I got video Y. Now on your video X, you say, yo, click the link to my next video, but it's these YouTube videos, and it keeps them in YouTube. But I say click the link below, and it takes them to Facebook. Now the YouTube algorithm gonna say, yo, we like Joel's over Trey Moe's because he makes them stay on Facebook. So one of the things that remains consistent is, do you make people stay on the platform? The algorithm is designed to keep people there, keep people watching, keep people intrigued. They don't want you to leave the platform. You know, you ever been in the YouTube dark hole?
Oh, yeah.
Where magically, you like, how the hell did I get on alligators?
You go deep.
Alligators eat lion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I was searching on how to, type something out.
It's fast, too. You go deep in there fast.
You go deep in there fast, man. That's programmed. You know what I mean? So it's like that. So they like it when your video, they know that your video keeps people on there, and they're like, okay, boom, we like this video. Promote it. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
So I would say, look at,
yeah.
that's the algorithm base. But to answer your question, as a comedian, I would say lay your weapons out on the table. See what you're strong at. Like you could, let's take a look at the guys from social media pop. You got DC Young Fly. Clearly he's good at roasting.
Right.
Clearly he's good at roasting, right? So that's what he does, So you may have one guy that's good at sketches, so he should do sketches. He may not be as good as roasting. But then you may have say, okay, well, I ain't really good at no social media. But you know what? I'm good at talking to people live one-on-one. You good at talking to people one-on-one. So this is your weapon. So let me do this. Let me see if I can do a base. Let me see if I can build a following off talking to people one-on-one. Let me see if I can put myself in front of people that could change my career with the weapon I got. Or if you good on stage, then you say, okay, well, let me try to get real good on stage doing stand-up. You know what I mean? If you ain't good at stand-up, but you good at improv, or you good at theater, then you say, let me try to figure out a way to design a live show. I ain't got to be stand-up, but it could be just a live show where I get people to come in and we go over these lines and we do this. Then that's how you can figure out how to make money. Because the one thing as comedians we got to do is survive. So we always thinking, how can I survive purely off this right here? And if we sit back, if we just look at ourselves, because sometimes it's hard, especially if you see my man over here with his weapon, he got a rifle and he's shooting and he hitting everything. You're like, damn, I wish I had a rifle. But then the rifle may not be the best for you.
Exactly.
You may need the handgun. You just don't know that you better shooting the handgun.
Yeah.
Most of the time a sharpshooter if you got a sniper, he ain't really shooting a pistol. That's what he do. He a sniper. He got a rifle. You know what I mean? But then a sharpshooter, he got a pistol. If I'm saying all this right, I'm the guy in the military, maybe a military. Hey, man, that's wrong, man.
Yeah. I was just agreeing with you. But I get the analogy.
You get the analogy, you know what I'm saying? So different people got different weapons. You know
Even
what I mean?
on stage, some comedians are good at act outs. Others are just good at really sharp writing. Like there's a Chris Rock and then there's like a Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
I think it's that self-awareness, even on stage, of like, okay, I'm good at this.
I'm good at storytelling.
Yeah,
I'm good at storytelling. I'm good at crowd work. Carlos Miller, we know, can say the best. Carlos Miller's the king of being able to say stupid shit.
Undefeated.
Like he can say anything that's stupid, and it flies. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wish I could say stupid shit like that.
Yeah,
And that ain't a bad thing, but that's just like you ain't gonna get him at heckling. Like if you heckle him, that's what he go win at because he the king of that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But if you heckle a storyteller, he may not be able to hit you as fast as Carlos would be, but that's the different weapons. So even on stage, you got your different weapons on how you go perform. And that's what I had to learn to do when I set the tour up. I had to make sure, I found my voice. See, I didn't blow on the internet fast. I feel like I still haven't blown on the internet, but this gave me time to develop. So unlike a Darren Knight, you met me in the back of a comedy club. You didn't meet me off the internet. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Darren Knight. I've been here in the back of the comedy clubs. You know what I mean? And that go to any social media comedian that does transition to stand up. So I had a chance to slow develop. So it wasn't really a rush process for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now, did I think I was ready? I look at it now and say 2 years ago, could I have headline? I probably say nah. You know what I mean? But I got ready. I was happy that I ain't blow. Or I ain't get big on the internet because I would have blew that wave. You know what I mean?
But that's the good thing about having a vision, I think, is 2 years ago when we're talking, you're saying, okay, my goal now is to build this following and then build a tour around it.
Right. That's why I moved to Atlanta, though, to get better at stand-up.
Boom.
I can't say, why would you leave LA, come to Atlanta? I said, Atlanta's one of the best stand-up cities, in my opinion, because I get to get up I can get to get up when I want. You know, you got a room on Wednesday. Laughing Skull got Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then you get Best of Atlantis.
Yeah,
you know,
Thursday every week. Yeah,
you can go to Cats if you want to go to Black Room. I can go literally our whole white crowd. I can work out of the Black Room that don't know me. You know, I can go to your room where it's like a mixture of people. So it's like that. It was like I was able to work out the sets, and then I said, okay, I took these sets, and then let me go back to LA in my own room, and then just see if I can do them all in one night hosting, or I can do them all in one night. I gotta see if I can put them together now.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like that. Now I'm ready to go, and that's what I did. And so by the time I got up tour, man, I was on stage like some shows I'd be on stage an hour and 10, some stage an hour and 15. So I was like, yo, I got it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But once I got that confidence, I was like, all right, because half of comedy is just the confidence of being able to.
It really is.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm at right now in terms of headlining. It's been my goal this year to headline more, and it's scary when you get out on that tightrope. And you're like, all right, I got 45 minutes to an hour. And like, can I do this? Once you do it a couple times, you're like, oh, cool. Okay. I can hang in there. But then there's some shows where that 45 turns into 25 and you're just shrinking on stage.
Because there ain't that many people. Sometimes
when
it's
a
away
game.
Yeah, it's a away game. There may not be that many people there. And the laughter ain't stretching your time.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're not improvising off everybody being happy.
You know what I realized then? I ain't gonna say I always, but what I do now is, when that happens, I say, like, if I go to the show and it's 5 people or it's 6 people or something like that, instead of doing the show, some people like, you got to perform like it's 200. No, you don't. That's in my opinion. I perform like it's 6 people in there. But that don't mean I give them a bad show. I could look at everybody and talk to them. You know what I mean? That means I can get to know them. In a room full of 200, I can't get to know everybody. A room full of 400 people, I can't get to know everybody because I can't see everybody.
Right.
I can see 6 people. So I'm not gonna talk to them as though I'm talking to 400 people. I'm gonna talk to them, you know, man, you know what I mean? Then that loosens up the whole damn room. Now it feels like you in one of those little seminars. You know how they bring you in a room and everybody talking to each other and they getting to know each other.
Exactly.
And then that stretches your time too. And then I feel like they enjoy themselves a lot more. So we go down the list. I just go down to when I can look at everybody, I go down the list and we talk, and then I go into my set. And then I try to like let them carry me into my set sometimes. Cause somebody say something and you got a joke for that. But that comes with like, once you get on the road, you start sharpening yourself up. So every time somebody says something in your head, you're like, I got a joke for that.
So let's bring up marriage. Oh, I have 5 minutes of marriage material that looks improv.
It's like it looks improv.
Yeah.
Now it looks improv.
But it's important, I think, comics here that you're saying perform. I think performing in front of 6 as if it's 600 is like, still perform. Don't dial it in and be like, man, this show only has 6 people. No. I drove 6 hours for this. People do that though.
They do that.
Huge
be
mistake.
Joyous. Don't lose your bravado. Your stage bravado.
Yes.
Keep that. But I mean, because some people say perform in front of them. I'm just literally saying the way you perform has to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you said. You had a away game. Boom, they blocking your shots now. or they double teaming. What you gonna do now? They double teaming.
Full court press.
Right, they full court press. You never been pressed before. Now what you gonna do? You still gotta win. The basket still gotta go in the hoop. So don't not put the basket in the hoop, but now you gotta go a different way to put the basket in the hoop. You can't keep trying to shoot over 2 guys. They full court press you and they double team and you cross the half court. Nah, you gotta change the way you attacking.
And once you figure out how to attack that situation, now when it comes up in the future, it just becomes like a reaction.
Mind.
Yeah.
You don't mind. They pressing tonight? All right, I got something for that.
Exactly.
I got something for that. Nothing rather you.
But even the performance side of a tour is one thing, but I want to get into the behind the scenes of building a tour because I'm actually in the works. I am working towards recording an album and then going on tour. So building a tour is something I would love. And I think a lot of comics, I've gone on small tours where it's like maybe a 3 city run or whatnot with a couple comedian friends when we were like 3 years in, not ready to be performing 30 minutes each.
Yeah.
Some shows bombing, some shows not paying like they said they would. All the things you learn in the hard way.
Yeah.
Sharing hotel beds.
All that. That's a part of the journey, man.
Yeah, it is. Almost Grown Ups Tour is what it was called.
Almost Grown Ups.
Me, Ryan Danisco, and Devin Gollinge went on a tour in Ryan's Nissan Maxima, and it was an experience. I'm glad I did it, but now I feel like I'm ready to actually headline on a tour of maybe, I just got proposed for something in Kentucky, and now I'm trying to build a run around it.
Yeah.
And even just like booking shows. I mean, take us through the process of actually building a tour.
Okay. Now, this was one of the most challenging things I've ever done, right? Okay, at first I went and met with an agency, right?
Okay.
Out in LA. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself into that machine, let them just book me the shows, and then me line up. But then I met with them. Everything was cool when I met with them. I don't want to make it look like it was bad, but I felt like they didn't quite understand what I was. You know what I mean?
Like, where's the puppet?
No.
Okay.
They weren't like what a puppet at all.
Keisha?
They didn't even care about the puppet. But no, I mean, okay. So I look at myself as I'm not an internet comedian, but then I'm somewhere in the middle of a hybrid, like an internet comedian and a true stand-up. Because I actually came from true stand-up, but then like I'm from the internet. So I'm like what you consider a 100%. There's very few true hybrids. I feel like just walking around, but I'm like literally a true hybrid. I can do internet or I can go do stand-up on a regular night. You know what I'm saying? And so they got to understand what I was, and I ain't felt like they understood. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the whole tour myself. You know what I mean? I'm gonna set it all up myself. But then when I did that, I was like, all right, what I do? You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to do.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like okay, I'm emailing the club, they ain't hit me back. What I do when that don't happen? You know, I ain't got direct. What's good? I ain't got the direct contact. What I learned on the tour is right. I basically go down how I did everything. First thing I did was I collected emails from my people. So when I was building my core following, I collected the contact info.
From social media?
From social media.
So you like DM them, or how are you collecting
No. So I would go in my comment section, or I would go live and say, yo, I'm going on tour. So I would program them that I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm going on tour. If y'all want to see me in your city, yo, let me get your zip code, right? Or let me get your email and your zip code. Now, the reason I got the zip code is because I know them where they are. So you get what I'm saying? So if I got 500 email addresses in Chicago, remember, all I got to do is sell 40 people. Right. I got 500 that said they want to see me do stand-up. So boom, I emailed them 500. They buy the tickets, and so I can sell out that Chicago show, right? But then that's how I figured out how to get the base there. Because at any moment, the algorithm can do what? It can hide you. You see what I'm saying? So you want to have a direct contact to your people at all costs. So anything go wrong, direct contact. So after I got a direct contact to my people, I went down the list and I chose the cities that I'm gonna hit. Okay, I got this many contacts in Chicago, I got this many in New York, got this many in Atlanta, this many in Birmingham, Memphis, DC, Baltimore. I said, okay, now let me set up a run. So then you see what's the most feasible. So you look at the venues, right? So what I started at these lounge spots. I do comedy clubs too, but I started at because a lot of comedy clubs, they don't know you, so they hesitate to book you. You know what I mean? So I would do a lounge spot and I say, yo, is it a flat rate I can get, at the door? So I look at it and be like, now, this was the hardest thing for me because I didn't know what percentage to ask for.
Yeah, that's hard for me too.
Right, and nobody seems to fucking know. You know what I mean? When you ask, but you know what it is? The reason why they don't know, either they don't want to share it, or I realized that at first I thought nobody wanted to share it when I was asking comedians. But I said, most comedians, I'm in this weird spot. I ain't selling out no theater, but I'm able to bring 200 people in, right? And so what you have is, this is what I call the business side of comedy. And this is a need to know for every comedian, but it took me hours and hours, when I say hundreds of hours, searching for what I'm about to say now. Because nobody seems to know, but I'm gonna answer everything, money, financial wise. And this is something people don't like to fucking talk about, but it's something that should be talked about amongst all comedians.
Preach.
So you got this thing where it's comedy clubs versus the comedian. All right? And the comedy club trying to get as much money out of you as they can. That's their job. They in the business. They don't give a damn about you. As a comedian, ain't nothing personal. Their job is to make more money.
It's business.
It's business, right? So if let's say you got a venue, right? You got Joel's Comedy Club, right? And you say, all right, Trey Moe, I'll let you do the club. It's gonna be 50-50. I said, nah, I can't do that. I can't give you 50-50. Now, if you don't know no better, you'll be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make 2,000 that night. I'm gonna give you 1,000, Trey Moe, and then I keep 1,000.
And you by 50-50, you mean you get half the door,
they get half the door. Right. So you may say, all right, they get half the door, you get half the door. But then that ain't cool because they got liquor in the food.
Exactly.
Don't ever be fooled by that. A comedy club is not a comedy club. But 90% of comedy clubs are restaurants with a stage.
That's what Gary Abdo told me.
Yeah,
owner of Uptown and ATL Comedy.
It's a restaurant with a stage, right? So if you bringing people in the restaurant, they making all the money off the restaurant. You know what I mean? They don't need no money off the stage. To be frank with you, you want 100% of the door.
Okay.
Don't start off at 100. So when you ask them, I'm gonna start off at 100, literally. Because they go, you know what, they gonna start off at 50-50. They gonna start off at 60-40. They not gonna start off what's right and say, you know what, I don't know, you give me 85-15. Give me 8. You got to talk them down. Don't walk out of there with no less than 75% of the door. Stand on it.
Okay.
And even then, try to get 100% of the door. Put a clause in there and say, you know what, I give you 75%. If I sell out, I get 90%. You know what I mean? Put a clause, put a tier in there. And that's what a lot of comedians, it was hard for me to find. It was like, they was like, nah, man, it's your first go round. You know, the first go round, comedy clubs usually get you the first go round. You know, it's just something you got to deal with. You got to get raped the first go round. No, I don't. No, the fuck I don't. I almost fell for that. I was like, listen, if you tell me it's a guy down that alley that's raping people, why the fuck would I walk down the alley? Mm-hmm. If you telling me it's a guy down the alley that's raping people, why would I walk down the alley knowing that you just got raped? I say, how you know? Well, I got raped when I went down there. So why would I walk down there without a weapon? I'm gonna walk down there, but let me get this gun real fast.
Yeah.
Because he ain't raping me.
And was your weapon the following?
Yeah, my weapon the following, or the fact that I can go somewhere else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay, well, you don't want to make. See, most comedy clubs are hurting. That's why they try to get you on a Wednesday or Thursday. You look at Jess Hilarious, she doing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Mondays, Thursdays. That's great for her because she able to pack out a comedy club. That's great for the comedy club as well. She able to pack out a full-blown 400-seated on a Tuesday. That's not really unheard of. Yeah. So the comedy club went in on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then they let the comedian headliner come in on the weekend, and then they sell out again. So they love her because they like, yo, we weren't able to get nobody in here on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No way. Mm-hmm. You go to comedy club on a Wednesday, and you tell me how. Go to Punchline on Wednesday. Tell me how people you see. So if I say, yo, look, I'm this ain't me. Hey, no, go to comedy theater on Wednesday. Tell me how people you see, right? You know what I mean? So it's very few comedy clubs that can solely pack a venue out just based off their name. You know what I mean? So tell me how people you see. So if I go in there on a Thursday and I know you got 30 people here, I know you got 30 people, and I say, you know, I'm bringing 200 people in here. You're not giving me 50-50. We ain't doing that. If that's what you want to do, then I go over here. Mm-hmm. I find a lounge spot. You know, think about it, Joe. If you say, all right, Trey Moe, let's have a party at your house, man. And I say, all right, cool. I say, all right, Joe, we're going to split everything 50-50. But I'm going to keep I'm going to sell nachos and hot dogs at the party. I'm not giving you no money at that nachos, but this is the guess. People got to buy two items. They got to buy 2 nachos, 2 things of nachos from me. And they got to buy 2 things of bottled water from me. I'm not giving you no money though, Joe. Right. You go split it 50-50. So, so boom, you go, suppose we had 200 tickets. We sold each ticket for $10, right? There's $2,000. So I said, all right, Joe, we splitting 50-50. So you get 1,000, I get 1,000. But I'm selling my drinks for $10 a pop, and I'm selling my nachos for $10 a pop. So we got 200 people in there. We know they got about 2 of them, right? So you got $20. They got about $20 worth of items, and it's 200 of them. So that's $4,000. So you got $1,000, and I got $1,000 out the door, and I get $4,000 plus the $1,000. So now I get $5,000. You got $1,000 at the end of the night. Does that sound right? No. That don't sound right at all, right? Because you brought the people in there. And it's all your people. It's all your family, your friends, your fan base is coming in here buying these nachos. It ain't none of this. It ain't none. I didn't do nothing to get none of these people in here to buy this. Does that sound right? So then why would you let the comedy club do it to you? If they have the leverage, if you have a following, they don't have the leverage. That's just what with the following. Yeah, you do. So check it out, right? Like me, I'm just like exactly. So it's 2 types, right? If you got that leverage right there, right, you could do that. When you got a leverage of, you could take your following and move them to any venue you want. Yes. Now the comedy club may have the leverage, like a Laughing Skull. It's gonna pack out. You know, it's usually packed out regardless of who playing in there. Mm-hmm. So they give you a flat rate. You don't get a door deal then, you get a flat rate. You know, some comedy clubs say, we're gonna give you $3,000 to do this weekend. You're gonna do a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday. You know, and then that's that flat base rate, which is good. Because if you ain't showing your following, that's what you gotta break into. You gotta break into that circuit of taking a flat rate. I was somewhere in the middle that it was hard for me to take a flat rate. You know what I mean? A lot of comedians, you ever go on the comedy club website, you say, how the hell is this guy getting booked at the comedy club? You know what I mean? No disrespect to that guy, but he ain't got no huge following. Like, how is he getting booked over the other guys or over me or over somebody else? What makes him special to get booked? Well, he most likely with an agency or a management company. And that agent call up and say, he a development act to that agent, right? So if I manage Mike Epps and I manage the comedian with 2,000 followers, right? Now, when Mike Epps come through the comedy club, he gonna make $150,000. You know, he gonna sell out 8 shows for that comedy club at $40 a pop, and all of them go pack out. Yeah. So you say, you know what? I'm gonna give you Mike Epps, but you gotta get his developmental act a weekend. Oh. You see what I'm saying? Because they signed to the same agency. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just using Mike Epps as an example. Of course. You know what I'm saying? That's a common structure. Common structure. So they signed to the same agency, so they able to get in the door based off their agent. You get what I'm saying? Based off their agent. And then the club don't mind it because some of these clubs got enough pool where they say, you know what? They fishbowl tickets. because it's a restaurant. So they just trying to get people in there. So they say, the Atlanta Comedy Theater may say, okay, we got these free tickets to the show. They're giving out mad free tickets. Come to the show, free tickets, free tickets, free tickets. It's your birthday. You go to Stardom, they do birthday tickets. Some clubs do.
Paper the room.
Paper the room, right? And so you may see 300 people in there, or a comedian say, man, I sold out the joint. Well, no, the comedy club gave away enough joints for you to sell out. You sold 50 tickets and they gave away 150 tickets.
Right.
Because they really just want the restaurant to be filled up. You know what I mean? So they can make money off the restaurant. And then you just so happen to be there, you talking about the people eating their food. That's all they want, is to fill it up. They want you to be good. I don't want to make it like they don't want you to be good. Because it's always the better show. It's better for the restaurant if the act is good because people come back. And so that's how they do. And you got to think, if you're a comedy club and you got 100,000 contacts, and you got all their birthdays, it's easy for you to fill the room up. Because you can reach out to, you could reach out to 10,000 people on any given weekend and say, boom, birthday tickets.
Right.
And you pack it up with free tickets. And so that's how a lot of comedians get in there, and that's why they get that flat rate. But I couldn't take a flat rate. I was in a weird place where financially I didn't think it'd be wise for me to take a flat rate. You got to think now that if I'm doing a weekend, right, and they say, all right, Trey Moe, we'll give you $2,500 a weekend. We'll give you a $1,500 bonus for every show that you're able to sell out, whether it's comp tickets or just your sold tickets. So even if the room pack out on free tickets, they still give me a $1,500 bonus. You get what I'm saying? But you got to think. So if I do 5 shows with that 200, let's say that's just flat rate. They pay me $2,000 to do 4 shows, right? They say we want you to do 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. We gonna give you $2,000. Okay, and for every one you sell out, we gonna give you a $1,000 bonus. So if I'm able to pack out 4 shows, I get the $2,000 plus the $4,000. So that's $6,000, right? That I can make. Now, what if that room holds 300 people, right? And I'm able to sell out every show at $300. I'm able to sell out all 300 seats at $20 a ticket. So that's $6,000 a show. So I did 4 shows. So you do 6,000 times the 4. That's $24,000. But they gave me $6,000. So that's if I'm able to sell it out. So I didn't, but I don't know. So you get what I'm saying? So if I sell out a room to the max and God love me, God is good. Yeah. That means I made the comedy club $24,000 and they only gave me $6,000. That means I took a damn 20-80 split my way. I can't do that. Yeah. I can't do that, but I don't know. I'm in a weird spot where I don't know if they gonna come. You know what I mean? So I couldn't take a flat. Like I can't take a flat because what if I do these 4 shows and they all sell out? You gonna get all the money. Yeah. They give me $6,000. Even though that's good for 4 shows, but it ain't financially it's good because you say, oh, $6,000. Who the fuck makes $6,000 in 2 days? That's great. But I could have made $24,000. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of your shows on this tour, were they at? You did Gotham Comedy Club in New York. Yeah. But were they all comedy clubs or were somewhere independent venues? Because that's almost a whole other negotiation when you're approaching like an independent venue.
All right, so I just did an indie. Well, I'm trying to book an indie venue in Philadelphia, right? And they was like, okay, we give it to you for $2,000, and so I can't.
So you rent it from them for $2,000?
No,
or
I'm not.
Do it for $2,000?
I'm not. Well, first of all, $2,000 it only holds 100 people. I'm like, yo, if my ticket's $20 a pop, I'm sorry, they tried to charge me $1,500, right?
Just to hold the venue.
Just to hold the venue. Okay. But if my ticket's $20 and it only holds 100 people, if I sell out, I only make $2,000. I make $2,000. But if the venue costs me $1,500,
$500.
Who the hell is going to Philly to $500? I said, but you got a restaurant. I mean, you got food and liquor. So I'm about to pack your restaurant out. I can't do that. Can't give you $1,500 and pack your restaurant out, and then you keep all of the restaurant and you keep all the liquor. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? I'm smarter than that. I ain't getting raped. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna come comedically raped. That's why I call it financially raped. So when it come to indie joints, you just gotta. It's kind of like you gotta bargain your way down. You gotta say, look, man, I'm able to pack this place out. But see, it's different. You gotta look at do they have food and drinks. Okay. You know what I mean? Do they have food and drinks? It's totally different if they ain't got food and drinks. So you can't come in talking to someone who has a restaurant, who doesn't have a restaurant like they have a restaurant. Because you got to understand, they may need 50-50 because that's the only way that they going to make a profit because they not selling no liquor or they not selling no food. You get what I'm saying? So they need more than the average comedy club, because they not selling anything. So when it comes to them, on my tour, I did a lot of comedy clubs. Some of the comedy clubs, I ain't taking no less than 75. And that's pushing it. Percent
of the door.
Or the door. That's really pushing it. You aim on your first go round, you may not know them like that. So you got to build up a trust with them. So you may say, you know what, I'm going to take the 75, but I'm going to come back and ask for the 90 once I sell out. went on the second go run. So that's how I would do it. But it was so damn hard for me to get this advice from comedians.
Yes.
I don't know if they didn't want to give it up or they just were oblivious to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's why I'm saying on the podcast now, because I was like, yo, somebody gotta, you know what I mean? Like what, how does the business work? See, we train to be funny all day, but we're not trained to make money.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to get trained in. Sensei.
So once you get into the once you get to the point where I'm funny and I should be able to make a living off this,
yes.
You say, I need to make some money. But then you say, okay, how the hell can I make some money now? You know what I'm saying? But then you got to go through a whole nother stage again, like they say, you usually get raped on your first go round. What if you got raped? Why would I get raped?
It's like there's another way.
It's another way.
But what if somebody like me who I don't really have leverage at all. I mean, I just had someone hit me up on Instagram talking about how much they like the podcast and watching my stand-up, and they're like, we want to book you here in Kentucky. And I was like, oh, interesting. Maybe there's a way to try to make a run. How would you recommend doing that in my stage?
I got you. So if you don't have,
you're up here, Trey Moe.
I don't look at that. I'll never look at myself as up here.
But from the business side, you have way more leverage than someone.
Yeah,
like
I do,
me.
And that's why. So
what advice do you have?
I would say I got to put myself in your shoes. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember when you hitting up comedy clubs and you emailing comedy clubs trying to get booked, that it's a lot of comedians. When I say them, I mean people emailing comedy clubs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you may not, you may get lost in the sauce, because even I get lost in the sauce sometimes trying to contact them. When I say lost in the sauce, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they lose me in the 100 emails they got last week. So, and are you repped or you not repped?
Nah, I'm unrepped.
I'm unrepped too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here repping for the unrepped. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's essential, man. I feel like it's essential for me to prosper, because I got to show people that you can make a run unrepped.
It's inspiring.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can make 6 figures unrepped. You can make $1 million unrepped. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to have representation to make $1 million. I don't believe that. And sometimes when you have representation, when you in Hollywood, when people see you on TV, you don't make that much money in Hollywood as you do solo dolo on tour. You make a quarter for every dollar you make in Hollywood.
Yo.
You make a quarter, because I'm gonna break it down to you. Suppose I do something and they pay me $100,000, right? They say we're gonna give you 10 episodes, $10,000 an episode, $100,000. Okay, well, my agent gotta get 10%. So boom, that's what we got, $9,000, right? Because he get the gross. My manager gotta get 10%. So now we down to $8,000, right? Your business lawyer gotta get 5%. You gotta have him, because he's trying to protect you from everybody that's trying to rape you.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got to read every contract to make sure, and sometimes he push and get you higher, get you more money with your business lawyer, right? He get 5% off the gross. So now you down to 75,000, right? But boom, Uncle Sam, he want 40%. So take $40,000 off that 75,000. You see what I'm saying? Now you down to 30,000. So you may have made $100,000 from 10 episodes, but when it's all over, you made $30,000. You down about $30,000, $35,000. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my
and you living in LA. So you just grossed $100,000 real quick. But LA, prices rent in LA, you gonna run you $1,200, and that's for something that's shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you live in solo, unless you got roommates, but you on TV. So now you on TV and you make $30,000, $35,000 at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? But you grossed $100,000. But you can say, you know what? I'm on tour and I'm able to put 200 people in this venue right here 2 times a week, and my ticket's $20. So that means I make $4,000 a week. So you times that by 4, you say I make $16,000 a month. No merch, no nothing. So you said I make $16,000 just off touring. Now you ain't including the merch that you sell on tour. You ain't including the merch that you sell online. So you say I make $16,000 right here. Okay, well, in the next month I'll make another $16,000. So I made $32,000 right here. So that $32,000 in 2 months still greater than that whole TV. Mm-hmm. The whole TV run you just did. You know what I mean? So a lot of times comedians fight to get on TV only to realize that, it ain't what I'm trying to say, it ain't TV ain't a gimmick, but unless you get into that where your show picked up, you know what I mean? Where it's really picked up and you're on the 2nd, 3rd season, then you go actually see some money that you could pocket and feel like securely good about. If that ain't the case, then you're going to be fighting to get on a TV show every year, because chances are they not gonna read your script. Chances are your pilot not gonna get picked up. And if your pilot do get picked up, chances are it's not gonna greenlit. And if it do get greenlit, chances are it's not gonna make it past 6 episodes. And if it do make it past 6 episodes, chances are it's not gonna make it past 1 season. If it do make it past 1 season, chances are it's not gonna make it past the 3rd season. If it do make it past 3rd season, chances are they go cancel it before it gets syndicated. So you go always be in that search.
Exactly.
To go more and more and more and more. And that's why you may see a guy that had a TV show and then now he dropped down here. And you don't see him in that machine no more because Hollywood ain't messing with him like that. But if you got a core base, like Russell Peters, he don't need nothing.
Yes.
He
exactly.
rich. He won the rich. He on the Forbes list every year.
Yeah.
You know, when last time we cut on TV, seen Russell Peters on there, and he was like, "Oh, Russell Peters in this dope ass movie. Russell Peters in this," but he got a core base. You know what I mean? And at that moment, YouTube was his greatest weapon. By accident, somebody like he said, somebody uploaded my stuff to YouTube. Everybody needed a hero. You know, so his race needed a comedian at the time who wasn't really his race. Wasn't no guy represent for the brown people at that time. I don't know if that's offensive. I don't know if brown people offensive, but it wasn't no guy.
You're brown.
Right, I'm brown, but you get what I'm saying. So
I can't say
right,
it.
okay,
you
so
can.
when nobody represent for the brown people, he came through representing for them. And so everybody needed a hero. So his core following base, we know when we go to shows what it's gonna look like.
So maybe don't go on tour until you have like a reason to. Don't just try to muscle yourself onto a tour because now it sounds like I'm trying to just go on tour for no reason. Maybe
you gotta ask yourself that.
Maybe wait until I have like leverage in the game.
Check it out. I say you gotta ask yourself that because you could get on these flat rate shows.
Okay.
Somebody, a club owner could really like you, then they throw you what you get. Okay, we gonna give you this amount to come through on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Because what they doing is they like your stand up. You know what I mean? They like you as a person. Like I think Joel has a lot of potential, and so they'll bring you in. So never don't. I know you say muscle your way. Still keep trying to set up summer run. Reach out to comedy clubs. Never stop doing that because it only takes one to let you in the door, and then this guy right here can let you in the door in Nashville because they all connected with each other.
Right.
They all connected. They know each other when you go on a run. That's why you see a comedian do Atlanta, Birmingham, Huntsville, Nashville.
Right.
The same fucking run. That same run. That's Marcy, Bruce, my man's in Nashville, and then, you know what I mean? It's Huntsville, then my man's in Nashville.
Yeah,
That's the same run. They all know each other. And that ain't me throwing it. This is just a run that they do. They can pick up the phone like, yo, he sold out. He did good here. I really enjoy his show. Book him here. You know what I mean? And that can go for any little region that you do.
Okay.
Any little region that you do. But I can never tell somebody what path to take. That's up to them. You know, I'm not, you because you don't know. Even me, as much as you see me, I may say, okay, I'm like right now I'm in the process of setting up another tour. But I don't know.
But I don't know. You did one though, right?
I did one that was successful. Now I got to run it back.
Because you sold out most of those shows.
Yeah, I sold out probably like, I didn't take an L on any show. So like if I didn't sell out, it was like 8 shy. And that's because it's a Wednesday night and I'm in the middle of DC at 7 o'clock and traffic is gridlock in DC. I don't know if you've ever been as hard. Like Atlanta's gridlock, but DC is on another. It's another level, man. And so I'm like, yo, if I did one on Saturday, it probably would have. Because every show I did on the weekend sold out. So that lets me know.
Book them on the weekends.
Yeah,
so you learn from all your past experiences. Mm-hmm. What's a part of the paperwork side? You kind of referred to the contract and all that. What all is outlined in the contract?
What you mean the contract? On what end?
Well, it sounds like you reference that there's a clause and things like that.
Oh yeah, see that's if you're taking a flat rate. See, with me, I'm doing it straight out, right? So
but you get it all in writing.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
anything can be a contract. A contract basically says that we all agree to what's stated, right? So I can send you an email with everything stated, and then you could respond to the email. Yes, I agree to all this. That's the contract.
That works as good as like a PDF.
Yeah, that works as good as a PDF sign. But the contract just details mostly what it was about. So a contract really stated that what we stated personally, verbally, let's put it down on paper so that it makes sense. But anything could be a contract. Even an email could be a contract. So you ain't necessarily I still set up paperwork with the venues. So, but if my mans didn't sign the paperwork, it didn't matter no way. I had all the money up front anyway.
You get paid up front.
See, yeah, but when you do a flat rate, you don't get paid up front. They pay you at the end of the weekend. They call you in the office and they sit down and they tell you how many you sold, how many comp tickets you sold, how much your food was. They didn't give you free food, and then they write you out your check minus all your little deductions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They pay for your hotel, they pay for your travel, all that. But see, I don't want none of that. I don't want you to pay for my hotel. I want you to pay for my travel. I want you to pay for nothing. I go in the comedy club. I pay the comedy club. So most of the time when I get there, I say, all right, this is how much I sold. Here's your 20%. Here's a check. I give them their check for their 20%. I don't want no food. I don't want nothing. I ask them for 2 bottled waters. If I'm my feature act, I do the same thing. I clean up when I leave. You know, I always say you leave the club saying we got to have them back. You know what I'm saying? Every time I left the club, they always say, yo, man, let me know when you coming back. They'll bump a motherfucker for you.
Oh, word?
If they love you, he sold out. He didn't give us no problems. He ain't drank up $300 worth of liquor. He ain't asked us for no rider. He came, he paid us, he did his show, and he left. So I'd be like, let me get a Saturday. They'd be like, I ain't got that Saturday. Let me see if I can bump it for you. You see what I'm saying? Because they know that they go get paid. And they always say, yo, we like how Trey Moe do business. So every venue I left, I kept everything, and that's how I keep it. I don't say strictly business. I keep my business strictly nice. Like gotcha. I do everything I say I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? So there's no headache. They got a check cut. If I say, you know what, I'm gonna pay you this amount of time for the venue, boom, up front. Or you want me to wait until I get that to give you a check, that's cool, boom, I give them the check. I ain't cost them no money. Ain't cost me no headache. I did my time, we get out of there. I don't go over the light. Show start when it's supposed to start. If it can't start, maybe 10 minutes, I'll tell them, yo, can we wait about 10 more minutes? People still coming in. They say, sure.
Just be a good employee.
Yeah.
Be respectable.
Be respectable,
professional,
and pay them. Most importantly, get them their bread the way you're supposed to give them their bread, man. And then everything else go come to ease. And so that's what I did. And so always do that. If you a comedian, they give you a flat rate, tip the waitresses. Yeah. Because they're giving you free food. If that comedy club giving you free food, it ain't nothing. You've been working a weekend. You call the waiter over there and say, yo, if it's 5 people that work there and you just made $3,500 that weekend and it's 5 people that work there, give them all $20. It's $100 out your $3,500. But guess what's gonna happen? I guarantee you they don't forget your name. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you they remember Joel. Oh, Joel gave us $20 a pop. He called everybody over here and said, how y'all doing? Y'all having a good night? Well, here, listen, this is 20 for you, 20 for you, 20 for you, 20 for you. And they gonna remember your name. And guess what? When the manager, he may not be there that night, or if somebody, even if they there and they ask the employees, how was Trey Moe? Oh, we love Trey Moe. We love him.
Book him back.
Book him back. We love Trey Moe. Everybody love you.
So why not just go to the same venues? You're trying to build another tour. Why not just do the same?
I'm doing some of the same venues, but I'm gonna do some of the same venues, right? But then I gotta go different places.
Just so I'm gonna add. You pick these cities, you look at your email. Where I have the most people is where you decide to target.
Yeah, and the Facebook will let you look at your demographics, and your analytics too. But I also got the zip codes of everybody, and so I run the zip code through a program that lets me know what city they're in, city and state they're in.
What program is that?
It's a program I wrote in Excel. I used to be a programmer. Oh. That's a skill set.
Oh, that's a weapon.
That's a weapon, right? Well, we talked about weapons, right? So you know your weapons. How can I get my weapons? How can I get my weapons popping? You see what I'm saying? And when I always say is when you lead a comedy club, get contact information on everybody that bought a ticket.
Ooh, okay.
Because the comedy club got it. Why you can't have it?
How do you collect it from them or the comedy club? The comedy club gives it to you.
Yeah, when you got a little leverage, I ain't gonna say when you got a little leverage, but I think that should be a given. Say, yo, I'm gonna do the show, but I need a printout. But see, that's if they selling the tickets. If they selling the tickets, say I'm gonna do it, but I need a printout of every person that bought a ticket. Because then you could come back around and say, yo, y'all, I'm being back. You can email them and say I'm back in town, yo. Or you give them a discount and you go 20% off. Y'all bought tickets before. Treat your people nice. I call my people. When I say people, that's the people that support me. The people, I call them, somebody, I had a video during Christmas. This girl had tweeted and was like, man, I wish I could have got my mom opening up her Keisha, so her Trey Moe t-shirts, those Christmas sweaters. And I said, you know what? I DM'd and said, yo, here go the number, call me. I'm gonna call your mom. And so that way she could talk to me. You know what I mean? Whoa. So it made her Christmas. You know what I mean? Or it made her day. So I call my people. If they buy a shirt for me or I run out of that size, I'm like, damn, I oversold. Let me call them real quick. I'm like, yo, what's up? Karen, what's going on? Who is this? This Trey Moe. This ain't Trey Moe. This me. I do like this. It is Trey. I do the Keisha show. Oh my God, it's him. You know what I mean? That's how they act when they hear me. So you think when I come to their city, they ain't coming? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I reach out and touch my people. So I look at it like that. You know what I mean? I text my people sometimes, yo, where you know what I mean? Like, yo, everybody, we go be here. So like I got such a core base, man, that they like, yo, we gotta rock with them.
Personal touch.
Yeah. But ask for the info from the comedy clubs. Get your people info. That's your info. It ain't even their info. That's your info.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And in the way I'm maneuvering, I know the comedy clubs ain't used to. You know what I mean? They ain't used to the way I'm moving. But if I had 1 million followers right now, if I had 1 million followers, a million core followers right now, I'd be worth probably $5 million.
Just on touring.
Just on touring.
Yeah.
You got people out here with $1 million that ain't got no money. Mm-hmm. They ain't making no money off the online. They just hoping to get a brand deal. But if you got 1 million, because that is certain things you could do. You could do brand deals. You could parlay it into the YouTube videos. You know what I mean? You could sell merch online. Because you got to think, if 1,000 people buy your item every month, and you make $10 every item, and you got 1,000 people to buy your item, that's $10,000 a month.
Yeah, because you're heavy in the merch game too. You push a lot through that. Has that been a nice stream?
Yeah, it's been. I look at it. I wrote down 5 ways to make money.
Okay.
I wrote down 5 ways to make money, man. I was like, all right, I'm trying to make money off YouTube videos, trying to make money off brand deals, trying to make money off merch, trying to make money off touring, and then sell merch live. It's 5
at the
ways.
show. That's what you mean, sell merch live.
Yeah, at the show.
At the show. Okay.
Sell merch live at the show, right? And so if you write down different ways to make money, and then you say, you know what? If I can make $500 on each one of these, then I make $2,500 that month. You know, and that's pretty decent. You know what I mean? You times that by 12, boom, now you in the $30,000, $40,000 a year range. You in the starting salary. That's pretty good if you just starting to make money as a comedian.
Oh, if you're out there hustling, yeah.
Yeah, so you say, okay, well, next year I'm gonna try to double that. I'll make $5,000. Now you at the $60,000 a year range, you know? But then what if it was real good and went on pop? You see what I'm saying? Now you banking. Because you always got to be prepared. I say this, remember I always say, if you woke up tomorrow with a following of 1 million people, what would you do? You got to be able to answer that. Don't try to get no fucking followers, man. Do not try to get any followers if you can't answer that question. If I woke up tomorrow with 1 million followers, what's my next move? Because I had already knew my moves 5 steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like I had already knew my moves 5 steps ahead. And so I'm anxious to see. I'm going to come back another 2 years. So what is it, 2018?
It's 18 right now.
In 2020, we go see, you know what I mean? See what's going to happen.
So in 2016, you were like, I want to build up my following and then go on tour with
and go on tour.
Yes. So what is it now?
Okay, now I want to build up my following more, right? But I want to get a TV show. So now I got to go back to Hollywood to get put back in the machine. You know, because I had got on the TV show when I left. And everybody's like, why you was on the TV show? I was on the Magic Just Inspired Network. It was cool. You know, it was a learning process for me. But I left LA. I was like, you know what? You
got on it without rep?
I got on it without rep.
How'd you do that?
All right, I went and met with some reps, right?
Okay.
This is a crazy story.
Okay.
I'll tell the story. I'll make it quick. So I went and met with some reps, right? And they kind of played me. I had a little folder, all the stuff I've been working on, what I thought and all that, right? And so my man told me, okay, check it out. First of all, I was supposed to meet him 3 times. I was supposed to meet the rep 3 times, right? And each time something happened and he couldn't do it. So one time, we'll call him Sam. You know, I won't put his name out there. We just call him Sam. Sam can't make it today, something happened. Sam flight, we can't make it today, something happened. And then when he could make it, the gay people shut down Sunset because of the like they protest a lot in LA. So some reason gay people shut down the whole strip. They was protesting that day and could nobody get on the strip. So could go to the office that day. And so I was like, all right, cool. And so then it was like, can you meet tomorrow? I was like, man, I gotta catch a flight. I said, you know what? I'm gonna readjust my flight. I'm gonna readjust my flight. You know what I mean? So I readjusted the flight. I get there. They told me to get there like maybe 3 o'clock. We'll say 3 o'clock. I get there at 3 o'clock. I'm there earlier. I'm there like 2:55. So I'm sitting out there waiting on them. And I see another guy I know from LA, another rep working the same office. So I go to him and he talking to me, right? And I'm talking to him. And then when I walk out, it couldn't have been no more than 8 minutes, 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Sam's sitting there on the couch, but he on his cell phone, right? He on his cell phone like this. He on his cell phone. He like, man, I was out here where you was at. You know, I was like, this 10 minutes. He's like, what are you talking about? It's 10 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, well, I gotta go, man. You know what I mean? I gotta go. So I probably talked to him like 5 minutes and he left. But my mans that worked down the hall was like, yo, what you got in the folder? Let me see. Never talked to my man a day in my life.
Wow.
Another rep was like, what you got in the folder? Let me see. And I showed him what I had in the folder and whatnot, and I talked to him for a minute. And so he was the executive producer of the show, and he hit me.
Whoa.
So it was on some humbug. So sometimes, and I told him, I said, look, he told me, he said, look, this what we got for the show. I said, I do it, man, but you gotta let me shadow you. And he said, what you mean? I said, just let me shadow you, man. Like, if you need something, I run for you, you know, whatever you need, I got you. You know, let me shadow. He's like, all right, that's a bet. That's a deal. And so I was on a show, but what I got most important out of that show was I was able to see how show worked. I was in the room where all the people was out of the room. I was hearing how, okay, this what this guy does. Because he's the executive producer, so he's teaching me everything that this guy does. And so what happens is I become not, first he was just trying to get me as an actor on the show, as a comedian on the show. But then I became his pocket knife because I could do anything. You see what I'm saying? Like he needed me to rewrite a script. I got that. He need me to do this at 12 o'clock because the network getting in his ass. He could call me and be like, okay, we got to try to fix this. What can we do? Boom. And he showed me how to work people, if that makes any sense, in a good way. Like some Jedi mind trick stuff. He never panicked. Regardless of what was going on, at times I'm like, damn, I probably be panicking right now. He never would panic. He's like, my only job was to get it done. You know what I mean? With the network.
Super cool and calm. Even.
For instance, one of the guys on the show was talking way too fast during his set. He was doing something, he was talking way too fast. And so the executive producer, instead of telling him to cut and do it over with, he talking too fast. He tell him to slow down and cut. He won't do that. What he'll say is, he'll call to the camera guy, yo, cut the camera. Tell Mike it's a problem with the audio. We got to redo it. He's talking too fast. And so that then the director say, yo, cut. It was a problem with the audio. We ain't get it. He'll say, Randy, come here. Randy, go out there and tell Mike to slow down something. Let him know he doing good. Don't rally. Just tell him to slow down, son. But let him know he doing real good. So the cameraman will cut, and he think it's an audio problem. Mike will go out there, tell the guy on stage. But see, that's what I saw. So he showed me what it's like to be the executive producer.
Wow.
So he would teach me how to get people to move. He said, your only job is to get it done. It ain't to be right. It ain't to be right. You're not in this to be right. You in this to get it done. So by any means, something go wrong, no problem. I figured out. You know, he would never panic because he would never want the team to be rattled. He showed me what it was like to be a great coach. Man, see, that's why it was important to me to do it. But he came out the office and just talked to me. When the other guy was in it, they just happened to be in the same building. It was a pure coincidence. Wow. And that's how I ended up getting that first spot on TV. But more than the spot on TV, he showed me what it was like to work the behind the scenes, which is more vital. Because you got to look at, sometimes you say, okay, this guy trying to give me this weapon, but he also got these weapons. So I want to know how to work these weapons. So when the time comes and I'm on my own show, or I got to be executive producer, or I got to lead people on my own sitcom, I got to know how to have that same energy that he had, that if somebody break a glass on set, if somebody fall, if somebody do this, you don't panic. You don't rally them. You just say, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? You control the situation, get it done.
So it's almost being self-aware of your weapons, but also aware of other people's weapons and how they can help you.
Seinfeld, he got this line where he say, it's crazy because you got to be focused, but you got to be focused on the task at hand, but fully aware of everything that's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, and that's very hard for comedians because we got a lot of perspective. Because that's what we do. We got a different perspective of the world. We always try to challenge everything. But most comedians lack that self-awareness to look at themselves. They lack the perspective to step outside of their bodies and look at themselves. And hindsight is 20/20. So I guarantee you, if you take a comedian that had 2 million subscribers on YouTube 5 years ago, he can look back and say, man, I should have did this when I had 2 million subscribers. Now I can't even get 5,000 views on the video. Because YouTube killed me the algorithm. Because hindsight 20/20. You know, you look back and be like, oh, I can see everything now. But when you already got the perspective, so when I got the followers from Keisha or the video started popping, I already knew to set up the tour. The perspective was already there.
You had it in place.
I had it in place. I was already collecting emails to go on tour. Because the perspective of me saying, okay, I'm gonna build this following strictly to do this, it was already in place. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta have awareness to step outside. And sometimes, I'm not saying you gotta have everything mapped out. You still gonna have to pivot.
Right.
Stuff go calm and you go, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? But you may drop a comedy album and boom, you say, okay, well, I got this. I can do a weapon. The comedy album can be a weapon. Then your comedy album pick up steam. You say, nah, I got these amount of people that love my comedy album. These amount of people stream my comedy album on Shopify. Shopify, they all let you see where your fans are. They got these thing called super fans. They'll let you see where the person played your stuff consecutively for 45 days. So you would go hit them cities that play your stuff consecutively for 45 days. But to answer your question, to bring it all the way around, for the next go around, what I plan to do is do a sitcom. I'm going to drop a comedy album. I'm going to get bigger and bigger on tour and see what happens. My ultimate goal is to sell out Madison Square Garden. My ultimate goal is to sell out Madison Square Garden. But I look at myself like a prize fighter. I got to fight right here, right here, right here, right here, and then I can say, boom. Let's see, maybe one day I sell it. But only what, 13, 14 comedians have sold out the Garden. So I'm trying to put myself. But what happens if I miss? Then you got Fox Theater downtown, you know. But if we come back in the next 2 years, I know probably chances of me being able to sell out the Garden in 2 years probably gonna be. I ain't saying I can't. I won't spit in the atmosphere. But for the next 2 years, I want to be trying to shoot. At least have my pilot not get picked up. At least be in the room with the people and they be like, we ain't messing with it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to pitch that. I'm gonna finish my pilot for Keisha's World and pitch it and try to get it picked up. And I'm gonna drop that comedy album and we'll see will I still be touring.
And is that what you had in the folder when you're walking around? Is like the pilot?
No, I had my next. And I had my next when I was walking around with them. This was 2014.
Oh, was this Lame Lance?
Yeah,
You had something written up for Lame Lance.
Yeah,
right?
that's when I got to Sundance. I actually got a Sundance program. I started writing,
Okay.
but I had never written the scripts before.
Right.
So okay, when I did the Sundance writing program, I don't know if we talked about it on the I don't know if I was able.
You had just mentioned
I got in it, but I don't think I did it yet.
You just mentioned having a script based on Lame Lance.
Right, and they got in the Sundance program.
Okay.
And so then in the Sundance program, which this is a gym too, if you want to be a writer, you have to say, okay, if you can write, that's a weapon. So you say, okay, what writing programs are there? Sundance got mad writing programs for you, man. That's free. You submit, and then guess what? If you chosen, they go fly you out. They go feed you for a week. They go put you up. They go sit you in a room full of writers that can help you. Not writers that they just pick, but specifically writers from TV that can help you. That's your type. You know what I mean? They ain't put me in a room with the writer from Louis. They put me in a room with the writer from Blackish, the writer from Girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? They put me in a room with the writer, but because they know, they can look at you, okay, this is the kind of writer he is. Boom, let me put him in a room of somebody that can help him. And so that writing tool becomes a weapon. You see what I'm saying? So basically, I looked at my assets, okay, well, I can't really write that well, but let me learn how to write. So I taught myself how to write.
How so?
Well, I was just about to break it down.
Okay.
So YouTube and Google is your best friend when you're trying to figure out how to write these scripts,
Boom.
right? It's a thing called Film Courage on YouTube. You can watch. It's hundreds and thousands of hours of writers, actors, comedians. They all interviewing these people in Hollywood. They give you the behind the scenes, how to write a script, how to set up a script. You know what I mean? How to format it right, how to format a pilot written in multicam, how to format it in single cam. So it's all out there and it's free for you. But the best thing I did was I paired up with two of my writing partners, Thomas and Xavier. We call them X. X a director, Thomas an actor, writer, and X a director and a writer. And I was behind. They really helped carry me with the Lame Lance. I had the idea, but they helped me write. No, this is how you got to write it. This is how you got to write it. This is how you got to write it. So we all got into Sundance together. So I can never take full credit for getting to Sundance because we all, it was my idea, but they all helped birth that idea. And we was able to get into a program that helped us, and we actually end up selling the script to a shopping agreement, to a production company for a shopping agreement. We got a little change off of that. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And you just sold it. They ain't asked for nothing. They said, okay, we give you 6 months. We'll give you this amount of money for 6 months. We'll try to shop it to get it picked up. And that's how we did it.
So they pay you to let them shop it around and see if they can get it picked up.
Yeah. And if they picked up, they the production company. See, their goal is to get it. They have a list of 8 shows that they got. They buy the 8 shows for a shopping agreement, right? And then they pitching them to different networks. But if they pitch them for the network and the network pick it up, then they go into their production umbrella. So they make the money off the production. That's what they're doing. They gambling. They betting on what
betting
they
on
like.
horses.
Betting on horses, right?
Gotcha.
That's all you are in Hollywood.
Makes sense.
If somebody reps you, you a horse. You got to look at yourself like a horse. So if I want to go back to representation, right? If you go for representation, somebody saw you and said, I think this racehorse can win. That's all it is. You know more than a racehorse to an agent or manager. If you can't run, you got to go. You can't race no more. It's business. It ain't that personal.
Yeah,
you got
business.
very few times you're going to be best friends with your agent and manager. You got to remember, you just a racehorse, man. You know what I mean? And that ain't me being negative, but that's what most of us are, the agents and managers in the companies. They betting on us. Like right now, you got 3 arts winning, right?
Yeah.
Winning heavy, but they producing a lot of the content. So they get the comedians, the writers all in-house, the productions all in-house. They go to a network, boom. So if I got 5 comedians in my stable and I know my mans need 3 writers on the show, I ain't going to find 3 writers. I'm going to see who the stable of my comedians that can write. I'm going to pick from them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that. You keep it all in-house. You build it up. You build it up.
So there is a positive and negative to representation. And like the opportunity with having representation, it may almost be, it may accelerate that process.
So
opportunity?
Like with me, I'm not rep, but I don't mind getting rep.
Okay.
Like, okay, so this is the thing, right? Even if you're not rep, okay. So if you got to think, if you're not rep, and then they say, okay, Joel, we want to rep you, or Trey Moe, we want to rep you, and they say, okay, we go put you on this sitcom. Now the SAG minimum, right? The SAG min is what, $26,000 an episode. So you got a recurring role for $26,000. You go get a minimum of $26,000. Now you probably go make $8,000. They go bust you up. I told you only go keep a quarter.
A quarter from a dollar.
Yeah, a quarter
right?
from a dollar. So
Word.
you go make $5,000 an episode. But they say we go give you 12 episodes. That's straight. You go get $60,000. that you could take home at the end of the year. And you're on TV. So it give you some leverage now. Now you can get in comedy clubs. So you try to take what they give you and use that as leverage. Now you say, I got $60,000. I can set up a little tour run and I got a little name. You know, I built up a little following from the TV show. People like me from the TV show. And from there, that's the positive. But if I'm making $100,000 on my own and then I say, all right, let me get rep, but then I don't really see how at the moment I can benefit from what they're giving me. Because I mean, I want no TV show right now. You know what I mean? I ain't ready. I don't want to be on. I don't want to be a C-level comedian on a. You gotta think about it. If they throw me on a so most sitcoms gonna get canceled anyway. You know what I mean? So they throw me on a sitcom and I got like a C-level role, right? I got a recurring role. They'll give me $26,000 an episode. They gonna give me 10 episodes, but we know I'm only keeping a quarter of that. You know, which is cool. So you know, I'm probably gonna make $80,000 on that, right? But that may take away from me making the money on the road.
When you could be touring.
I could be touring, or I could be building up my following, or I could be doing something else.
Right.
But now if they say we want to build a TV show around you, it's all in what you're playing for. I know people that get show after show after show after show after show. You know what I mean? And that's cool. Because they ain't playing for that. They ain't playing for to be the franchise player. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can be Scottie Pippen and still get a max deal. Everybody on Seinfeld was getting $1 million an episode at the end of the last season. They all getting $1 million. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter who you are. You know what I mean? You could be my man. You know, from Seinfeld all the way down. Still Seinfeld getting a lot more than them. But even the base for everybody on Friends getting $1 million. They was asking for $2 million. It was getting ridiculous how much they was asking for an episode at the end of Friends.
So you're looking for like a Trey Moe show though? Yeah.
So the Keisha's World. So I wrote the Keisha's World, and I wrote another one. I wrote like another one. It's kind of like a variety show. So I got a few of them that I got in pocket.
In different formats.
In different formats.
Okay.
So that way, if I'm in the room with them, I won't waste my time in the room with them. I say, this is what I got. Boom, this is what I got. Boom, this is what I got. Basically, what I'm trying to do is, you seen Avengers?
I haven't. I know what it is, though.
You know my man with the glove, he collected all the stones. So he was going to different lands and different continents, collecting all the stones. He got all the stones. They have all the power.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Trying to collect all the stones. Like from stand-up to writing to the internet to the tour to the stage to the merch. If I can collect all the stones, you know what I'm saying?
I like that analogy.
I can sell out Madison Square Garden. But I got to collect all the stones. If I don't have all the stones, I can't do it.
And it seems to be important that you do it one at a time. It's almost like if you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing. But if you focus and put all your energy into one
collect
endeavor
that stone
at a time.
Collect that stone, and then you gonna need a team that understand too.
Oh yeah, I had Desi Banks on here, and his big, he has a multi-million followers, but his big thing was the team. Like he stressed the team. So like, what were you gonna say? Like how important that is in your game too?
I always say this, right? So you gotta. Some people get help confused with a team. Now, a team is people all designed around you that's working with you to achieve one goal or to achieve multiple goals, but y'all all trying to get to the same goal at the end. That's a team. Now, help is when somebody say, yo, I'll come through and help record your podcast next week, or I help record your video. That's just help. It's not a team. They're not designed for the end goal. They're not there for the end goal. So I don't ever try to get help confused with a team. Now, sometimes you don't have a team around you. You from Idaho. You from Jackson, Mississippi. You ain't from New York. You ain't from LA. You ain't from Atlanta. So it ain't a lot of people to do what you do. You from a town of 200 people. You know what I mean? All you got is a camera and editing equipment. So you don't have no team. You may have your sister to help you set up the camera, but you don't have no team. You don't have no team designed for that. And so there, you got to get it out the mud until you can get a team. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to take all the bruises and the punishment. See, that's the difference between the Warriors and whatever team LeBron's on. You take the Cavaliers and you take the Warriors of last year. The Warriors have a team. They have a team, man. It's hard to beat a team because they solid. They got a team. Everybody got a job. Draymond got a job. Steph Curry got a job. Kevin Durant got a job. Klay Thompson got a job. But over here, LeBron just got help. What they always say, we got to get LeBron some more help.
Yep.
LeBron needs some more help because he ain't got no team. They trying to, now he can still win. He still get there. He got pretty damn far with just the help. You know what I mean? But had he had a team, we know my man's gonna get 18 rebounds tonight. We know my man's over here gonna get 9 assists tonight. You know my man's over here, he good for the 3-ball. He go shoot you a strong 7 threes tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had that. He had help. On some nights they help him. Some nights they wouldn't help him. But Golden State got a whole team. The Warriors got a whole team. So it's hard to beat that whole team. So you want to aim for the whole team, but sometimes you got to get it out the mud with the help. Now, do I have a whole team? No. At the moment, I don't have a whole team, but I had to take that punishment. So I'm up at 2 a.m. You know, when I did the first tour, I'm traveling through the airport with 2 boxes of merch. Too big, you know, traveling exhausting. And it's the dead wintertime in Chicago. I got 2 boxes of merch stacked up. I'm hopping in the Uber with 2 boxes of merch. I'm ordering 2, I'm double passenger riding so I can stack up the Uber. I'm renting a car and be like, boom, let me throw this in the car. I ain't got a group of people. You ever see them videos I shot on tour where you can see me like doing the show, sell them out? Yeah. I edit all the videos myself. You know what I mean? I go to the next city. I get the footage from whoever videotaped it there. You know, I ain't got a videographer with me right now because I ain't at that level where I can afford to just have one on me. So I would freelance. So I may come to this city and be like, yo, will you shoot this for a few $100? They say, yeah. I said, you ain't got to edit it. I just need you to hit record on the camera. But I got all the cameras. You know what I mean? I show them how to work the cameras before the show. Before I go on stage, I'm sitting there with the videographer breaking down the shots that I want at the show. Before that, I'm sitting there with the merch person at the table. Okay, this is what you do. This is what you do. If you get swipe it like this, tell them to go to the website to buy this card. I should be thinking about the stage.
Executive producer.
Yeah, executive producer. You get everybody. It goes back to that. You know, I'm talking to the. You know, before I go to the show, I got to print out a list at the door and give it. I got to go to the hotel lobby, print out a list. Everybody bought tickets, give it to the door girl in alphabetical order, so she can just go down and see how many. You know, so that because I sold the tickets, I'm making sure the checks in the bag for the comedy club. You know,
so you do it all through your website?
I do it all through
the comedy
website.
Club website.
I do it all. Sometimes I may split with the comedy club, but mostly 90% of the time
it's all through you.
It's all through me. But now, if I had a team of people that could say, okay, we go handle the finances, we go handle the merch, we go handle the video. You ain't gotta do nothing. All you gotta do is show up and do the show. You know, but I had to be LeBron before I get on stage. And so it's gonna be a time that's gonna come where all I gotta do is walk in and get on stage. That's the team. Where I got this girl, she does this. This person does this. This person does this. But right now, I just got help. I got my mans may help and be like, all right, I help shoot this. I help with the merch. You know, I help. I got a lot of help. I ain't got a team yet, but you don't need a team. See, people think you need a team to win. You need a team to win at the end goal, but sometimes you gotta get it out the mud with the help that you got. And the help can be anybody. It could be anybody around you, but that's when you got to look at everybody. It's like, who can help me?
Word.
Is this person a weapon? Who can help me?
Yeah, I've gone through that and like having a videographer but it was more stressful than useful in terms of scheduling and, yo, can I get that video? I'm trying to release it tomorrow. Yeah. And like you've had a week and a half.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because they not the end goal. They don't care about the end goal. Like how you just, and I don't mean that in a negative way.
No, I need to hear this, yeah.
Yeah, they don't care about you said you trying to get, see, if if it was a team, then they all playing. Okay, you got to think about it. If I can make $2,000, $3,000 a show at 200, 100 people in the venue, what happens if I could put 1,000 people in the venue? I could put 1,000 people in the venue now, right? The tickets are $25 a ticket. So now we making $25,000 a night. I'm able to do that 2 nights out of the week. So I'm making $50,000 a week. I'm able to make $200,000 a month. You know, just off touring. So now my videographer can make 6 figures.
Right.
My feature can make 6 figures. So they can the team see the end goal. If they see the end goal and believe in it, they say he can free us. So me getting him this video is very important. Me getting Joel this video on time is very important because I can see how in the future it's going to help everybody.
So maybe it's making sure that clarity's up front though. As opposed to, hey, can you help me with this? Tell them like, oh, why I need your help with this, what I'm trying to achieve with this. I would like you to be a part of that.
Be a part of that. But then that's if you want them to be on a team. But if you just want them to help, some people still help you very good. Some people are very good help. I don't want to make it like just because they helping you.
Totally.
Some people help the hell out of you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's cool too. So you may have to just get some help and then they good help and be like, this is, but still explain to them this is why I need it because it's a part of it's detrimental to the, you know what I'm saying? Like your piece can be the piece that makes or breaks the championship.
And that's probably my fault in not making that clear up front of even like why I appreciate their services or why I want to work with them and what I think we can build together. Yeah. I didn't set that precedent. It was more just transactional.
And that happens with me too. I'm at fault for that too. There's leadership. You gotta be a leader. So if you're a CEO of a company, you gotta be a leader. That's what you are. This is comedy business.
Yes.
When you are a comedian, you are the CEO of a company, whether you want it or not. I tell people all the time, I say, listen, the moment, so you baking cakes, right? You say, oh, damn, need some tasty cakes. I want to run a bakery. I think I can sell these cakes. Well, now you run a business. You run a business now. You ain't just baking the cakes, you run a business. Oh, yeah. And just because you can bake a cake don't mean you can run a business sometimes. So you got to learn. You got to learn that. You say, if I want to sell these cakes, you tell jokes. You can go get a regular 9 to 5 and tell jokes for the rest of your life. You can make $70,000, $80,000 on 9 to 5 and get off work and go down there to the laughing school, or every Wednesday still run your room at 8 o'clock at night and tell jokes. That's you baking cakes. But you said, I don't want to just bake cakes. I want to sell these cakes. You can't run from the business. You want to sell cakes. You want to run a bakery. You want to run a bakery, but you don't want to run a business. That don't make sense, right? Does that make sense?
No.
Yeah, you gonna run how you want to operate a bakery, but you don't want to run a business. You don't want to get up in the morning, but you run a business. Guess what you got? You got to get your ass up every morning at 8 a.m. and you got to get off at 5. You know, with your business, or sometimes you don't get off. You got to work overtime because somebody got an order to come in. But that's what happens when you run a business. Yep. Things happen. You sign up for this.
You're up at 3 a.m. editing an episode that's released at 8.
Exactly. On Monday morning. Or you say, you know what? I ain't get my stuff out like I'm supposed to. Let me at least drop like how you did on the last week's episode of the podcast. You dropped to let us know. All right, well, I gotta forgive Joe. He let us know. He didn't leave me hanging.
Yeah, and the thing with that was I was waiting on a third party.
I know exactly.
I was up.
You know, I know.
I
know exactly. You waiting on the third party to set up your stuff probably on the internet so that way you can get it all going. And they told you they was gonna have it at this time, and they end up not having it this time. It
ended up being like 4 days late.
It's like 4 days late, and so now it throws off your whole riff. And now in the biggest episode you probably gonna release this year, you say I can't release it this year, even though you built up the momentum to release it that day. And I see what you do is you say, well, this is why I need it because I'm gonna build up the momentum for this and for this and for this, and if it falls in place, that's why it's detrimental that you get it to me on time. So even though you may feel as though I'm just a small piece of the puzzle, but that small piece of the puzzle can be the make or break of the championship. You know, that one more point can be whether y'all go win the game or lose the game. That one assist, whether you win the game or lose the game. So you focus on every point like the game's on the line.
It's that important.
It's that important. Every inch is that important.
Stakes are that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Real recognize real.
You see, I already knew what was going on when I heard the podcast. I know somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. But that's a boss that's looking at, from me running the company. Yeah. Looking at you and understanding that, okay, I know what happened.
And you know what was happening with me is this is me being up Friday night at like 1 a.m. making sure my piece is done. Like I'm up on the weekend working all night to make sure my piece is done, and it still didn't happen. And it's all, luckily, I like where I'm at right now because I'm developing the habits that will be sustainable, but it's also a mistake. The stakes are low enough to where the mistake is not just like death. It's like just like a skip.
You could
a stumble.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
It's not a fall.
Ain't nobody mad at you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's a stumble. But that's why you got to get it right now.
Exactly.
So for when the moment comes and you got to go up against another team, and everybody nice. Everybody nice now. Now what you go do?
Now I know just to even be more ahead of schedule.
Yeah. You know, more ahead of schedule so that way you don't stumble.
And I don't rely on, just relying on other people is just unreliable.
Yeah, unless your team is strong.
Unless it's a team. Yeah, this was
relying
not a
on help.
This is just help.
When it's just help, it's not reliable, man. Help is never reliable. Ask LeBron. Don't they say LeBron ain't got no help? We got to get him some help. No, you got to get him a team. If he had a team, if he had a real team set up where this is what every person does, we don't know what his teammates do.
Yeah,
they do whatever they want. This guy may go 20 points this night. This guy may get J.R. Smith may shoot you 6 threes, and then the other night he go 5 games without shooting no threes. You don't know. We don't know because he just helped.
Right.
You know, but we know Steph Curry go shoot a lot of threes. Klay Thompson go shoot a lot of threes. Kevin Durant go shoot a lot of threes. Draymond go get a lot of rebounds. Curry go get a lot of assists. That's just a fact because they're a team. It's hard to beat a team.
And that's what I'm trying to do with the Hot Breathiverse here is build up a team and a following and like actual like engaged hot brethren and sisterin, as we call them. We out here. And I actually had 2 people ask questions from the Hot Breathiverse for you, Trey Moe.
Let me know.
So we had Go Mookie Go, who's a local Atlanta comedian. Go Mookie Go. But he's newer to the comedy game, but he's super engaged in comedy and also this podcast, and we've been back and forth. He's done my show as well, but he actually asked, do you create, and he asked this on Instagram because I'll post on Facebook and Instagram when I know when the guest is going to be coming on, and he asked, when you create skits, do you create them for stand-up as well?
Somebody just asked me this the other day. No, always, but when the quick answer is no. But sometimes I create a sketch and be like, okay, this scenario could be added to my stand-up. Like that Lame Lance sketch I had back in the day, it turned into a script for a movie. You see what I'm saying? But then the Lame Lance actually is the longest bit in my stand-up. The bit is like 12 minutes. So I turned that into a whole bit. So now we got it's probably my most hit viral video, and then my most following viral video, and then I turned it into a script episodic script, which got me to Sundance, and now it's the longest bit of my stand-up. So it can go either way. But I don't just go out and say, let me. If I can see where it's used, where I can use it, then I'll use it like that. But I don't go out saying, let me do it. But I'm just aware. I try to be aware of everything. Awareness is the number one, I believe, weapon you can have. First thing you got to do is be aware, man, of yourself, and then it's easy. I don't say it's easy, but it's less difficult to maneuver once you're aware. Like, okay, this is it. This literally is what it is. This is what I got to work with.
It almost gives you a why and a reason for the decisions you're making. Yeah, because I have a checklist of like 10 things. So if somebody approached me with a project, I have a checklist of, and this is actually my wife helped me with this, but I have a checklist of 10 things, and if over half of those fall in, like if, let's say, I mean, I got approached to like play like a slave master in this show for like Kevin Hart's LOL network. And I was just like, no. And one of the things on there is like, one, do I care about this project? What will it look like in 10 years? Does it pay what I think it should? Like I have this checklist, so I just run it through that. And if it doesn't fall within over half of them, I'm like, nah. Yeah. And that was when I was just like, no. I don't care whatever short-term gain I get long-term.
Because guess what's going to happen? I told myself this too. I said, I'm never again doing a project. Because when you're doing a project that you go look back and say, man, I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never again doing it. Yeah. I'm never again doing it. You go into this, they ain't paying me $5,000. No, I ain't selling myself. Yeah. I'm a bakery. You know what I mean? I'm a millionaire. Jenny's ice cream, but she got like 22 locations now. Yeah. $7 for an ice cream scoop. Line booming right now. We go to Jenny's, line out the goddamn door. Selling ice cream.
And it's delicious.
It's delicious, right? Yeah. Selling, at least how you say, yeah. That's branding, right? That's the, yeah. When I said Jenny's, yeah, man, that's some good ice cream. It immediately came to your head. That's what immediately came to your head. I did the math on Jenny's. I'm like, oh, she's making, each of one of these locations making close to $4 million a year. So she got all these locations. She probably making $30 million a year off ice cream. That's crazy.
You ran her numbers? Son? You're all analytical.
Yeah. When I look at, because I'm a business owner, so I look at all businesses and say, yo, this is crazy. Like how much money they making in here. Wow. So I try to look at that. If I stand in the line, I count how many people in the line I estimate. I know at a base, they getting charged $6.50 for an ice cream scoop at a base. They can't walk out of here without paying $6.50. So if it's 30 of us in line and they get to me in 20 minutes, so that means every 20 minutes they doing 30 people. So that means 20 going an hour 3 times. So they doing 90 people every hour. So you times the 90 by a base of $6.50. You see what I mean? We know that's just a base. That's the men. So you do that for every hour. And when you go to Jenny's, you see it's that many people, 30 people in line every time. Then you say, okay, this is how much at base rate she making an hour. Now, she able to do this at every location. This is how much she making. But so you do the math, like you do the base, and then I always cut the base in half. And so you say, so let's just cut the base in half. So worst case scenario, this is the worst case scenario. This is how much she making.
Off the supplies and all that.
Yeah. So I just cut everything in half immediately. I just cut it all in half.
You're standing in line calculating this.
Yeah, I just ain't got nothing else to do.
See it in numbers.
I'm just in line, man. I'm in line. What else I got?
So that's how you break down your business. You have spreadsheets on your income and expenses.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You do all that.
Before I even go on the road, I know how much I make. I'm gonna say, if God is good, this is how much I make. If God is great, I would say God is great, this is how much I make. If God is good, this is how much I make. Okay, if God is nice to me, this is how much I make. If the devil showed up, this is how much I make.
So you'll calculate also. You'll do like best case and worst case.
That's
so you're
the best
prepared
case
for everything.
Yeah, God is great. The devil working right now. That's how much I make. So I'm just being funny with that. But yeah, so I calculate everything. I calculate everything to a T. So I know if I fail, then I know before I get there because I sell a lot of tickets myself. I pay everybody. You know what I mean? So I pay everybody myself. It's gonna get more headache, but once you get a team, there's somebody that's gonna work for you. That's go. I ain't gonna say work for you. It's gonna work with you. That's gonna make sure everybody get paid.
Sounds like you're building the infrastructure so that you can just start plugging the team in.
You got it. Plug and play, man. Yeah, so when it comes on, I learned that from my manager at McDonald's. When I worked at McDonald's, right? She sent everybody home one day. Everybody home. It was like 5 or 6 of us in there, and she's like, "Y'all playing? Go home." Miss D sent everybody home, right? But except for me. I'm like that. She said, "No, Trey, you stay." I said, "It's only me and you. What we gonna do?" Right. She said, "Work the register." I watched Miss D drop the fries, cook the burgers, clean the grill, drop the nuggets, sweep. She didn't miss a beat. All I had to do is ring the food up, bag the food, get the drinks ready. Miss D didn't miss a beat. Now, she just did the job of 5 people. I never seen her work none of them jobs, but that's why she the manager. Because at any moment, she could drop everybody. She could drop the whole team, and she know how to run everything herself. Don't no one man control the team. I guarantee if I would have left, she would have worked the register and went back there and made the food. But that's because she equipped with all the sets. She got all the stones on the ring. On the glove. She got all the stones to run on the glove. So at any moment, you know what I mean? She, like my man's in Avengers, he snapped his finger and everybody disappeared. Because he got all Infinity Stones, man. And if you could do that, then you run the whole show. A lot of comedians, they ain't got no Infinity Stones. They got good manager and agent. Sometimes your manager and agent's your horse. They trying to eat. You ain't that great you ain't as great as you think you are without your manager or agent. But that's dangerous because they feed you.
So it's almost important to do it yourself so you understand what you're hiring other people to do. So you can also communicate your expectations effectively. Yeah,
and then you know how to do it. One, you know they can't bullshit you. Because you know how to do it.
Right.
So nah, man, the audio, somebody may tell me, nah, man, I couldn't the aperture on the camera. I went to film school. Take the aperture, take the f-stop up. Don't take the ISO above 1600 no more. You did 3200, it's grainy. That's why it's grainy. Take it to 1600, drop the f-stop. What's the f-stop on the camera? 2.8, drop it to 2.8. You know, I can tell him that. You can't bullshit me because I went to film school.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't, what you gonna tell me? You know what I mean? I know how to do all the jobs. So but then I can see the average person can't tell him that. So I can look at the camera, I can look at the footage and know what he shot it on. I can look at the footage. Because I used to shoot stuff for other people. I do, if a comedian doing something, I say, bro, can I come through shoot some footage for you? For free.
Wow.
You want why I'm doing it for free? So when the man that does mine, I could explain to him how I want mine done. You see what I'm saying? I already did the shots myself on you. So this is what I want. I can show my man exactly what I want on tour. I need this shot, this shot, this shot. Let me show you an example. I sent them a list. When somebody shoot for me, I send them a PDF with a click link where they can look at the videos and with examples of what I want.
So you'll go out and shoot exactly what you want as almost like a blueprint when you hire people to do it.
Yeah. And then sometimes, you know what? When you do 5 or 6 people like that and you see the help, it's going to be somebody that's going to be a standout. That they go get you everything you asked for, but they just better than everybody. Mm-hmm. And when you start making $1 million a year on the road, $2 million on a year, who you go grab? The one that was the best one. Go to State, go get the best rebounder, right? The best 3-point shooter, right? That's how you got to do it.
Yo, dude.
That's how you got to do it.
All right, we got one more from the Hot Breathiverse. Right. You are dropping straight dimes.
I didn't make I didn't make Joel's top 5 podcast list.
What did you see?
I didn't make the top 5 podcast list, man.
This one's gonna be on there, man.
I was salty. I went down the list. See, I'm a real one. I'm a real one, man.
OG Hot Brethren.
But see, that's awareness. That's awareness, right? How you running it? And some people like I ain't worried about what nobody else doing. Well, did it cut off? Did we die?
Oh yeah, I'm glad you saw that. See, I kept looking at it.
Okay, well, we good?
No, keep
talking. We can pause. I gotta come back.
Because it's the battery died.
You got an extra battery?
Yes, sir.
And why you got an extra battery?
Because it's died before.
Right. You learn, right? You learn your lessons, right?
Yep. That's why I keep looking.
I understand.
I'll look over.
You have there, and then in the camera to see the red light.
Because you don't have a team yet.
You don't have a team, but guess what? If you had a team, right? The team will have they'll set another camera up real quick, pull that one down, swap the battery, put it right back, and then boom.
That's also, like, I learned this one when I interviewed Chad Oubre, the producer of 85 South Show. And, like, you know, they've built up a team.
Oh, team is great. Yeah. I look at that, yo, that's the epitome. I'm like, oh, this is a great team.
And that's, you know, and they, and he stressed the power of a team and also, you know, just that they've now built it to a media company.
Yeah.
But when I interviewed him, like, this one's going longer than the usual.
It is going longer than the usual.
So when I interviewed him, ours went longer than usual. So the battery died, and like,
is it recording? You want me to flip it back?
Oh snap!
You good? You good? You know,
the EP of Hot Breath.
I does this. And sometimes what I try, right, when I do somebody's stuff, Joe, I try not to override.
Right.
I try not to take over their stuff. So I always say, man, am I doing too much? Let me know. You know what I mean? Because I said, I put the lights, drop the lights, make the camera. Because I'm so used to doing everything solo, right?
The first thing you said when you walked in, you're like, I got cameras. Do you need anything?
Yeah. I got cameras in the car in case something go wrong. I got lights in the car in case something go wrong.
Yeah, this is all me.
This
is the mud right now.
Yeah.
Just single cam.
What we were saying, right? Before the camera died, right? We were saying, I say a lot of comedians will say, I ain't worried about nobody else or what nobody else doing. Well, that ain't me. I run a business. Wendy's know exactly what McDonald's doing. And McDonald's got a 5 for $5. Guess what Wendy's got? A 4 for $4. Burger King know exactly what McDonald's doing. So I'm always aware. I'm always aware of what's going on around me. And I'm probably, and I ain't trying to be arrogant, but I'd be hard pressed to find another comedian that's busier than me, that work as many long hours as me. But I'm still aware. I can listen to every podcast. I try to juice my brain. If I'm working out, boom, I'm listening to podcasts. If I'm doing this, I'm listening to an interview. You could do multiple things while you're doing. If I'm getting shipping labels ready, if I'm printing out shipping labels for my merch, which soon is gonna be somebody to help me do that. That's strictly on the team, right? I'm listening to everything. I'm sharpening up my weapons because we got to collect what? We got to collect the stones. We got to collect all the infinity stones.
Oh, my God.
We got to collect all the infinity stones.
And you never know who's watching, man.
You don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching forever. I'm never going to stop watching.
Dude.
I'm going to be, when I ascend to be $1 million comedian, because I ain't going to be in comedy long. I got a few projects I'm going to drop, and then I'm going to bow out. I'm going to bow out a little earlier than you know, the average comedian.
You going to retire? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to retire. I got a few projects I'm going to do, and then once I check them projects off the list, I'm gonna drop out. We'll talk about that in 2 years from now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the head. You know what I mean?
Well, this could go into the final one from Hot Breath, from Robert Joseph, another local comic here in Atlanta, who we actually wrote a comedy writing book together called The Comics Playbook.
Yeah.
And he had a question that, how do you transition from stand-up to film?
So you remember who pulled up on you and bought a book, right?
My boy, my man.
Me.
This guy right here.
As soon as you saw
Trey Moe.
And you know, this is the irony, right? I support everybody. So I see somebody selling something. I say, yo, Joe, you got the books? Where they at? I'm going to pull up on you, grab one real quick.
You came to my class's grad show.
Yeah.
And bought a book.
I bought a book. I took a pic, man.
Yo.
That's awareness. That's awareness of what's going on around you. Joe got comedy, but let me see what he got. It can help me.
Interesting.
Which it did help me. You write it all out, right? You had the bullet points. You had the points in there.
And the writing exercises.
Yeah, the writing exercises, all that. You go through all that, man. But how many comedians just that saw you selling that book from your city say, let me pull up on Joe and grab a book?
Dude, not many.
Right.
There were a few, but not.
Now, how close are we at the time that I bought that book?
I mean, I
you probably saw me, a handful of times,
I
right?
knew of you more.
You knew, right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Joe, pull up. I'm going to pull up on you. Where you at? You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's the awareness. You always got to be aware. Because at any moment, somebody can trigger a thought. At any moment, something can happen. So I always say be aware. But what are you saying about the book? How do you transition from film?
That's what Robert Joseph said. He asked, how do you transition from stand-up to film?
Well, stand-up is a different weapon from film. So if you could be behind it, like right now, Gerard Carmichael's behind the scenes of film. Film got different possibilities, but a lot of times as comedians, stand-ups, we only look at the front of the camera and we say that's the star. But Gerard getting paid more to EP that than my man. Just the SAG rules. You know, SAG is his minimum base, just on the base of the pay. So he getting paid more to be behind the camera. You know what I mean? But this is all what you want to do. You may want to be in front of the camera, but Gerard ain't gonna be able to go on tour from behind the camera. So you may be in front of the camera and you get paid less up front, but then on the back end, you collect all that money on tour from when you tour. So it's different ways to look at it. But the transition, you got to work that weapon. So you got to say, that's a different weapon from stand-up. Now, some people naturally can do that. Some people can go from the stage to over here and they can be acting, but some people can't. Then you need to find what you can find. You may need to take some acting classes, or you go take some improv classes. If you in Chicago, Second City, you in LA, Second City, UCB, you in New York the same way. When I went to LA, first thing I did was go in UCB classes. I said, let me go to UCB and get my chops up on my improv game, on my acting game. Okay, this is what the black box do. This is what we do. This is how you, and it all helps you. It all helps you because in like how you stand up go help your acting. It ain't the same weapon, but if you can shoot a rifle, it's gonna help you shoot a handgun.
Yes,
because you're used to the you know what I mean. You still shooting something. You know what I mean? Your eyes gonna get, your awareness gonna get better. Your senses gonna be more keen to what's going on around you just from shooting the rifle. You're like, okay, the handgun ain't that hard. You know what I mean? Right. It's kind of like a QB playing baseball. Like when most quarterbacks usually can go to baseball. You know what I mean? Like a lot of quarterbacks can go to pitch. Usually a lot of whenever you see somebody play baseball, they go to football. They usually a pitcher or a tight end. Yeah. You know, they either quarterback. So if a pitcher go to football, he usually a QB because it's the same skill set.
So you're saying if you want to be in film, start working the weapons to get into film.
Working the weapons to get into film so you can be ready. Yeah. If you want to write, then go to Film Courage. Film Courage on YouTube. I gave the gems. I watch. If I ain't doing that, I'm on a plane. Let me download 2 Film Courage videos that I like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Listen to some Barry Katz. Everybody can't listen to Barry Katz podcast though. Listen to Joel Byars podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
Everybody can't listen to Barry Katz because Barry Katz got a mono voice. And so what's I was
and he's like an older guy. There could be a generational disconnect there.
And he's 2 hour 30-minute podcast.
I mean, he's an OG in the game for sure.
OG in the game, man.
But
Barry ain't seen it all.
I saw him in Montreal when I was up there 2 years ago. He did Bennington's podcast, Bennington's XM radio show, and he interviewed Barry Katz on there. I also saw Barry Katz interview Howie Mandel for his podcast up there.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just like, jeez.
Yeah, Barry is like he the list of talent that he has repped,
dude,
is astronomical. Barry is probably one of the most he don't get a lot of credit, but in comedy, he shifted comedy. With the people he repped, the things he did, he shifted. You know, the people that he repped, they may not be the people without Barry and him and
Shapiro?
I'm gonna say him too.
George Shapiro, yeah.
Him and I would say if we talking managers, my man over at 3 Arts, Dave Becky.
Yeah.
Dave Becky is the tycoon right now. You know, he's what Barry Katz was 15, 20 years ago.
But even with Dave Becky and like Kevin Hart, he said they have always had a handshake deal. They never even put anything in writing.
A lot of agents and managers don't sign a lot of contracts no more.
It's just respect.
Because you could drop them at any moment. So it's like this contract for it. They drop me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just respect. But Kevin is what you call, and this is my opinion, and somebody can listen to this or watch it and say he's wrong, but Kevin is what you call a great businessman, meets a great work ethic. He got the best agent and manager. I believe that so they all met each other. He's the perfect storm. You know
the Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers, right? He collected the Infinity Stones, right? Now see, you got to think now. If I'm trying to collect the Infinity, I wouldn't go get that agent and manager first. I go the opposite route because I got to come a different direction. You see, I got to use what I could use with the weapons I got.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. If I ain't got no bazooka, I ain't got no long range, rifle. So I say, you know what I'm gonna do? I got some camouflage gear, and I got a knife. So I'm gonna put on this camouflage gear, and I'm gonna take this knife, and I'm gonna sneak up on everybody, and then I'm gonna grab their rifle, and I'm gonna grab their bazooka. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna say, I'm here now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm here now. What y'all gonna do?
I like it. The silent assassin.
The silent assassin. Because you ask most comedians, ain't on nobody's radar. You know what I mean? And that ain't me being negative to myself. It's just I know I ain't on no comedian. If you tell somebody mention the hottest 50 comedians in the game, I ain't mentioning that. You know what I'm saying? But
you're gonna be one of those overnights. Like, where'd he come from? You're like, nah, he's been collecting the stones.
He's been collecting the stones, man.
You don't even know until it's too late.
I think the dude's name was Thios or something on the Avengers. I don't know. I fell asleep during the movie, but I understand the concept. Whatever his name was that collected the stones, when he popped up on everybody, they were shocked. He went to every continent and popped up on them and took the stones. And he was like, he ain't gonna be able to take all the stones, and he did. That's why everybody was mad at the Avengers, the movie, because he took all the stones. And he snapped his fingers and half the people died. He said, y'all thought I was playing.
It's Trey Moe.
Y'all thought I was playing. I got the stones, man. How he do that? He got the stones. Yeah,
I'm scared. I don't want you to take my stones, man. I'm trying to build two now.
I ain't taking nobody's. This is just what belongs to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm only taking what belongs. And this is the killing part. I help anybody. Anybody that call me up, I help them immediately. Like I ain't one of them people that be like, yo, man, how I get a door deal? I don't know, man. You gotta like just try to bargain with them. Nah, you ask me about a door deal, I break down the whole resume. All right, this is what you want to ask for. This is what you don't want to ask for. I ain't one of them comedians that try to, if I was reading this book one time and it was like, he who learns something and doesn't share, it dies inside him. You know what I mean? And so I look at it, they say, when you learn something, you give it away as much as you can to those that are worthy of it being given to. So if somebody called me and they need some help, I give it to them. You know what I mean? Even though I know it took me hours and hours to get it, why not give it to them? It don't hurt me. It don't hurt me to tell you how much money you should be collecting at the door. It ain't gonna hurt me at all.
And that's what I don't get when people withhold information. Is it's like, I'm willing to give away any insight I have because you still have to do the work.
Yeah.
It's like
check it. And I read a book, right? And it was talking about in LA. And when I was in LA, it was this book and it was talking about this barbecue place. It was up the street from my house. I stayed in Burbank, right? It was like a suburb, 10 minutes outside of Hollywood. So I'm in Burbank and I noticed this barbecue place. The line will always be out the across the street. I'm literally across, like it was the lines outside for barbecue, right? And he grilling, he ain't just doing pig, he doing turkey, you know, turkey legs, all that. And I read about it in his book, and he said, you know, I teach everybody how to barbecue. They come in and work. I teach everybody how to barbecue. I can still tell who barbecued what. He said, even though they sticking to the script, he said, I can tell them exactly how to barbecue, but there's years that I got in the game, he said, that makes it taste the way it tastes.
Yes.
I make it, he said, even though I can write down exactly how I make it, they can't quite get it right because this is years in the game. He said, that's the secret. So I could teach them everything, but they still not gonna be able to replicate the sauce the way I can do it. You know what I mean?
That's what Carlos Miller said on here. He said, you can have the they can have the recipe, but it's the chefs.
It's the chefs. Yeah, they pick it up. So you can tell them whatever. Kobe Bryant can tell me how to get my 3-pointer right. That don't mean I'm able to shoot a 3-pointer. Steph Curry can say, you got to go in the gym and shoot 900 threes. Whoa, 900 threes? Whoa.
Wait, this is work?
Whoa, I got to shoot 900 threes every morning?
Yeah.
900 threes, man. I'm good, bro. I'm going to just still go get a contract. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but you ain't gonna be Steph Curry or Kobe Bryant because you don't want to do what they want to do.
That's my favorite part about teaching a stand-up class is people get in here and they're like, oh, wait, this is work?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you just don't get up there and talk?
Exactly.
Like, there's math to this?
If you ask, if you ask, I saw Michael Jordan's college coach, not his college coach, Bobby Knight. He coached him on the Olympic team. Bobby Knight, this before Jordan played the NBA second. He said, Michael Jordan is the most competitive player I've ever seen. He said, gifted athletes, he's the most competitive. He says he's the most gifted athlete I've ever seen. He said he single-handedly got one of the highest IQs I ever seen. He said he has the potential to be the greatest. And this is before he played in the NBA. But it's Bobby Knight. He ain't seen them all. See, when you ain't seen them all, you know when you see it, you're like, he got all the Infinity Stones.
Right.
If he just put the glove on, he could be whatever he desire to be. You see what I'm saying? So you may have one person that had this Infinity Stone, this Infinity Stone. They can still make some money, but it's gonna be rare that you got somebody that want to put on all the stones and say, but to do that, you gotta be the most hated. You gotta realize that at some point they go, and I hate to say it like this, sometimes you go be the most, Kevin Hart, how many times you watch a comedian interview? Man, fuck Kevin Hart, man.
Yeah.
What Kevin do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
He got the glove. He got the glove. Fuck Kevin Hart, man. He ain't funny. Well, he got the glove and he sold out a football stadium.
Right.
So 50,000 people think he funny.
Who's laughing? Like, who gets the last laugh on that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, well, I can't wait 2 years to follow up on this. This has been one of our most epic episodes. Definitely a top 5, my man.
Thank you,
Definitely
man.
a top 5.
I didn't get mentioned in the top. I'm like,
Yo,
okay, I didn't get
this was
mentioned.
in the top 5. That's why we came to this one. You're like, we're going to do double. I'm going to double the info.
I didn't mean to double the info. I thought I was going to be in and out of here, but I guess.
Nah, dude. And your first interview was dope, too, because we went into the social media side and even we went into algorithms then and how to generate like content. So you dropped a lot of gems in that one, too.
Side note, just from a perspective point of view, how you did the first interview with me and then you see me going through the shows and do the tour, do you think to yourself like, damn, I remember when my mans was talking about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always curious about that, right?
Oh,
like, yeah, okay, because to see it is always like I used to box, right? And then I don't know if you're familiar with Deontay Wilder. He the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, no doubt. Bronze bomber.
We come out the same gym, right? So I remember when he worked at Budweiser on the Budweiser truck, and he was getting off work and coming to the gym. He wrap up coins and be scrapping up change to go to this fight and this fight. You know what I'm saying? When he'd be sitting there talking, he'd be like, man, when I become champ, I'm gonna buy these like baby blue Maybach. You know what I mean? Now he ain't about no baby blue Maybach. That was 2009, 2010. You know what I'm saying? But that was like, so
he was saying this.
He was saying this. And so when he was in LA, he hit me up. He like, I'm in LA. I'm like, come through. We go out to some bars, right? He in the car with me. This right before the fight, before he won the belt. I asked him, we was riding in the car, right? And I won't even drink when I'm driving because I say, bro, I don't want to be no reason. I don't want to be no reason you get in an accident, you break your arm. Right. Let me go. So he in the car, right? And I'm like, yo, man, what it feel like knowing you about to be the heavyweight champ of the world if you win the next fight? He was like, I don't know, man. I'm still in Tuscaloosa.
What?
So, but he said, it don't really hit me yet. He said, people recognize when I go out. He said, but I don't know. You know what I mean? But just from my perspective, I always look at it and be like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And I remember I got a picture of us back in the day, right? I posted it. This was like years ago. This is like 2011. I said, this the next heavyweight champion of the world. And it's the next king of comedy. And y'all may not know it yet, and we ain't trying to be arrogant, but at some point we got to claim that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for him to be the heavyweight champion of the world is like probably 1 in 20 million. You know what I mean? The fact that he could actually make it there. And then what happens if I get the glove?
Win.
And I got the glove, and now I'm the king. And I got the glove, and he the heavyweight champion of the world, and we take a picture. So my goal is for us to take that same picture of us standing the same way. Because he came to one of my comedy shows. It was at one of my comedy shows. And I would say, yo, I'm going to put the date. And I'm going to say, sometimes you got to just claim that shit. And that's my goal, man.
We've claimed it, my man. Thank you for your time, dude.
Claim that shit.
Before we get out of here, is there anything else you want the world to know?
Yes, man. I want to thank you for making this podcast. This is my favorite podcast.
Word?
Yeah, it surpassed my industry standard of Barry Katz podcast.
Why? What do you like about it?
And this ain't no knock to Barry. I love Barry. But like you like a more precise version. Whoa. And you get right to it. But I like Barry, you know, he stretches it out some. I know that ain't for everybody. Everybody can't sit there for 3 hours and Barry Katz talk kind of slow. You got to put the speed up.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right,
man, let me speed it up times 2 to get it out. But I like the podcast, man. You get knowledge, you give awareness, you ask the questions. You got a knack for asking the questions that I think make some people uncomfortable to ask. You don't mind asking about finances. You don't mind asking about, okay, how'd that happen? Because a lot of times you get comedians, they almost don't want to tell you what happened, but you got a way of easing it out of them. You know, that I appreciate. Like, Joe really know how to ask these damn questions, man, to the point where it ain't offensive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why'd you do that? How did that happen? How'd you get in that room? So how did you get an agent? So if I were trying to get an agent, and if it was me, you put yourself, you got a way. And that's what Barry is a Jedi mind. He is Jedi. And you may flip one day and say, man, I want to manage talents. You may go a totally opposite. And I ain't saying that's what you...
I love stand-up, though, man.
Yeah. Barry Katz was a stand-up.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a stand-up.
I didn't know that.
He moved into owning this comedy club.
But that high, it's like heroin, dude.
That high is like no other.
Yeah.
Who you telling me? I got to figure out what I'm going to do when I retire from stand-up. Right. I got to figure something out, man.
That's what Don Rickles said. Comedians don't retire, they die.
They die, yeah. Because that high is crazy, man. It's a crazy thing that chase. It's almost like being an athlete.
Yeah.
At the highest level. Like when when I walked on stage and they standing up before I get to the stage, there ain't no feeling. I tell people I said, you could put sex in the feeling of imagine getting a standing over before you get to the stage. It's like right here, man. It's like crazy. It's like crazy. I bet if you ask Kobe Bryant if it was his last day on earth, would he rather sit there with his wife and make love to his wife? Or would he rather play in a game 7 at a tied game 7 in triple overtime with him hitting the clutch shot? He gonna say, man, give me that triple overtime with that clutch shot, man. She'll be all right.
She'll be all right.
Because they know that high. The high that he got to get is gonna be the greatest feeling he probably ever felt, man.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, yeah, I appreciate the compliments on the podcast,
Thank you for
man.
the podcast, man. I appreciate this podcast.
That's why.
And I ain't just saying it because I'm here.
That's why I do it, man. I create this for comedians and just comedy fans to just learn about the craft and how they.
And this is hard.
Oh yeah.
You know, I podcast before. Like being consistent every week is some hard work.
Bruh. Yes. That's why I started that online course for podcasting, because I was like, yo, I get asked podcasting questions every day. So now I have a link I can just send to people. Hey, here's 3 years of podcasting in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because it's all
but the experience right there.
It is work.
How long were we on this?
This is almost 2 hours, man. This is the longest one we've ever done. I'm dead.
I was thinking it because last time was what, an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes?
It was, I just remember I had notes and I was a little bit more nervous.
Yeah.
But now it's like.
Now you got your.
Figure out the flow.
Got your sauce right, man.
Yeah,
You don't need your recipe sheet no more.
Hey.
You don't need no recipe sheet. You cooking right now, man. You know, I've been doing this a while, man. I don't need that. Keep that.
So what else? I always end the interviews, though, asking people if there's anything else they want the world to know. So is there anything else you wanted the world to know?
I'm going to collect the stones. And like my man from Avengers saying, ain't nothing nobody can do. Like I'm coming, and it is what it is. And it ain't me being arrogant. I believe you got to speak that into existence. You know what I'm saying? I've been collecting the stones, man. I work real hard. When I say I work real hard, like I be like on some obsessive, it's just, like how Kobe Bryant be like, man, it's sickening how much I go to the gym. Like it's sickening, man. Like you'll get sick, like being around. Like nah, man. People be thinking I be doing. I only come out of my room and go on tour. You know what I mean? It's weird to me. I come out of my room and I say, yo, I'm gonna be here, and 200 people show up. And I do my show and I go back in my room and I almost feel like I ain't do it. I was like, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
That's why I believe in you, because you're not afraid of the work.
Yeah. Thank you,
willing
man.
to do it.
I appreciate that.
And real recognize real.
Yeah.
My man, Trey Moe, thanks for being on Hot Breath again.
I'll see you in 2 years, man.
Boom. Give the people what they want right there.
See y'all in 2 years. We'll see what I look like in 2 years, man.
Wow. This is the thumbnail. You got to point at the camera.
My bad.
Nice. Yeah, see, we got thumbnails now. We're on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah, you
see?
are. I saw that.
We out here. Oh, man.
All right.
Hot Breath.